Good evening, everybody, and welcome back, Endgame fam. We're here live once again, help you with your waivers in case you are trying to add to your team. Find the right streamer for week 15 because it's playoff time. At least it should be for most of you. So let's figure out who to pick up, who you want to start, and talk about some of the drama that's going on in the NFL. Can't be the NFL without some drama. Not a lot of news today, right? There's not a lot of noteworthy transactions per se. But there are some sound bites. There are some things worth talking about. So this is fantasy relevant though, because we have been telling you for a while. I mean, Chris, you kind of sounded the alarm on this a couple of weeks ago with AJ Brown not really playing like an elite receiver for fantasy. And now all of a sudden it's all being aired out in public by Brandon Graham mainly. And yeah, AJ Brown apparently not too happy. Surprise, surprise, a wide receiver playing diva. But he didn't say it out loud. He was not crying out loud. But apparently, what was the quote? He and Jalen used to be friends or something like that. So he's not happy. He's not getting the ball enough. Is this something that you feel like is more concerning now? Or do you think that this is a squeaky wheel narrative? Maybe AJ Brown now all of a sudden is going to get the ball, or is it just going to be more of the same?
I mean, AJ Brown's going to get the ball. They're gonna target him a bit more now for sure. And even the OC Kellen Moore said like, yeah, we got to figure out ways to get him the ball more. But at the same time, it's not like they're struggling. It's not like they're losing and he's complaining about not getting the ball. Like they're winning games. So it's hard to, you know what I mean? It's hard. This isn't like one of those situations where they've lost like 3 games in a row and he's like, this isn't like a Malik Neighbors situation where his team is terrible and he's like, throw me the ball. Like this, like they're winning and it's working. So I'm sure he'll get some more targets this week. Maybe he'll finally score a touchdown again. You don't want that to be your process. Like you don't want your process to be like, I'm starting AJ Brown because it's a squeaky wheel. But this is also AJ Brown we're talking about. So I don't, this isn't like if some third stringer was complaining. It's AJ Brown. So, yeah, they'll probably try to get him the ball more. I'm sure they will. But at the end of the day, the Eagles are trying to win football games and get the number 1 seed and get the bye. So, if that means not throwing it to AJ Brown, they're not going to throw it to AJ Brown.
Yeah, exactly. And, Coach Nick Sirianni, he's been known to be kind of a squeaky wheel kind of guy, when there's this happened before. But at the same time, like you said, they're not going to force the ball into AJ Brown, like throw it to him 12 times just because. So it's just interesting that came out because, looking at the stats, you're like, that's weird. I wonder what's going on. Now all of a sudden it's like, okay, there is something internally going on. I don't think it's like they're at each other's throats, like Hurts and Browns, not like that. Like it's a personal vendetta. No. But yeah, it's interesting that he's at least a little unhappy with what's going on, but I guess that's just how wide receivers are.
I saw a couple of Eagles beat reporters talking about it, and they think Brandon Graham did this on purpose. They said he's like a very smart, cerebral guy, and they think he did this on purpose to kind of get like, I guess, the squeaky wheel thing going for AJ Brown, like to kind of get maybe the Eagles getting him more involved before like he gets too unhappy. You know what I mean? Not sure if that's true because of course they're just speculating. I mean, nobody asked, Brandon Graham didn't say that. But yeah, I don't think it'd be hard for me to, I mean, look, wide receivers are, what's weird? Or I shouldn't say weird. Not only is Justin Jefferson arguably the greatest wide receiver we've ever seen, I don't think I've heard him complain one time about not getting the ball. He's maybe complained about the team not playing well. He's maybe complaining about the team losing. But even like a stretches here where Jordan Addison was badly outproducing him, getting more targets. I didn't hear Justin Jefferson complaining because they were winning. Like Justin Jefferson, like they were winning. He's like, we're winning. Throw it to Addison, right? Like it's very rare that we have a wide receiver that's not a diva. So, and it's very rare that I remember a wide receiver complaining while their team is winning. Like that is diva to a whole new level. Not that he complained big time, but he still was like, said something about the passing game needs to be better. Because, of course, if you're a wide receiver, you always think the passing game needs to be better. But, It's like you're winning. You're winning.
Yeah, it's working pretty well. But I know he's channeling Terrell Owens, something like that. I know Owens wasn't in Philly that long, but still, that's the kind of thing. But it hasn't gotten out of control, so I don't think it's that bad. Here, on a different note, though, same situation with Deebo Samuel. He took to Twitter, or whatever it's called now, to say something about getting the ball more. And a lot of people had some comments to respond back to him with, by the way, you lead the team in drops. And, oh, by the way, your yards per, reception is way down. Now, they haven't been winning per se. They did win last week. That's odd timing, is that he's saying this now right after a win when they finally looked good on offense and won. And so this feels like a thing where he's like, hey, I'm getting left out here. Like, we won and we put up points and I wasn't in on it. So with that said, he's taken a lot of flack all year because his numbers are down. Do you think there's any sort of squeaky wheel here?
I think there probably will be a little bit, but at the same time, like I also wonder how good is Deebo Samuel these days? Like, have we seen the best version of Deebo Samuel already? What was it, like his yards per carry? Now I know he's not a running back, but he does carry the football. It's like only Trey Sermon and like one other player is behind him. It's like you know what I mean? He's been terrible as a runner. His separation score is like 96th or something like that. It's like, and Juwan Jennings is like 13th or something really good. So, and you got Kittle there. So again, it at the same time, it's like, yeah, they may try to manufacture some screens for him and things like that. But at the end of the day, the 49ers are still fighting for the playoffs. They're still fighting to try to do something. They're not going to, potentially hurt themselves just to get Deebo more involved. If Jennings is better and Kittle is better, then they're just going to get the ball. That's just the way it works. So, yeah. I could understand like being frustrated not getting the ball because these guys are competitors and they want the football. But, yeah, very weird timing after your team just played great and won the game. Again, these wide receivers are just – if there was a diva scale, like we've got the dust scale, wide receivers would be like the absolute peak, and the S tier would be wide receivers, the divaest of the divas.
It would be all wide receivers. I don't even know if we can consider any other position, maybe quarterback, right? Sometimes, but yeah, I don't know. That's the thing where, again, even if he gets more touches, like, okay, fine, we'll manufacture some touches. We'll give you some carries because they probably need to give him more carries because who else is getting the ball besides Patrick Taylor now? Sure, get more touches, but what is he even going to do with them? I mean, like you said, his separation score is terrible. He doesn't look like the same player. So that doesn't necessarily even make me feel better. If you guarantee me he's going to get at least 5-6 more touches this week, that doesn't make me feel much better about his fantasy performance. So,
right.
Yeah. I do feel good about, though, Brock Purdy this week getting a yard. Do you like that? Yes. That was the smoothest segue ever.
Yes.
Thursday, the 49ers.
You ruined it by literally saying it was the smoothest segue ever.
I know. I couldn't help it, though. But on Thursday, the Rams were playing the 49ers. You guys know this. Did you know, if you haven't signed up for Underdog yet, you get a free pick when you sign up. New customers. Get this free pick. It's just 1 yard. That's right, Brock Purdy. Take the higher on 0.5 total yards. You win that pick. And if you're signing up for the first time, you also get a 50% deposit match up to $1,000 of bonus cash if you use code ENDGAME. So sign up now, try Underdog, use code ENDGAME, get the freebies, and start making your picks. And also, while you're at it, if you haven't downloaded Draft Lane, do it now. It's a free download from the App Store or Google Play Store. It's another way to get in touch with us to ask all your fantasy football questions. That's right. The app is called Draft Lane. And it's a place where you can ask your questions anytime, get them answered. So let's get to the questions. Actually, we didn't really break down last night's game. I said we would break them down, but I mean, from what I remember, let's see, Homer Simpson had a nice touchdown pass. Ralph juked a defender. What else? Krusty missed a field goal. Stuff like that.
Somebody, I don't know who the character was for The Simpsons, but fumbled away a blocked punt and the game at the same time for the Cowboys.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Cowboys found a way to lose once again. They did.
Yep.
So Jerry Jones is going to add another year to Mike McCarthy's contract extension as a result.
It's like, hey, it's not Mike's fault. We blocked the punt. We should have won. We blocked the punt.
The players got to execute. You know who did execute was Rico Dowdle. He was good. Unfortunately, didn't get that short touchdown because Brandon Cooks had to get it. So, hey, at least those of you who started Brandon Cooks got something. But, yeah, Rico looked really good. Rico
did look really good, and now he gets the Panthers this week. You got to be feeling pretty good if you got Rico. But, yeah, it was a little frustrating that he didn't score because who came on the stream yesterday and said, what, James Conner got 22 points and Rico needed to outscore him? And I think Rico got did he get 16? So literally if Rico would have scored, that's literally the difference between him and James Conner. Actually, Rico was better than James Conner if you look at the yardage.
Yeah, he was.
Rico was actually better. He just didn't score. And we talked about this a little bit yesterday off the air, how I think touchdowns are just way, way overvalued in fantasy. But it is what it is. So James Conner outscored him only because he literally scored a touchdown and Rico didn't, even though it felt like Rico should have had 2 touchdowns in that game last night.
Yeah. Yeah, Rico still looked pretty good. I mean, touchdowns will come. 3-yard touchdown. Why from the 3-yard line are you throwing to Brandon Cooks of all people? But look,
and when you got Cooper Rush, why are you even throwing the ball from the 3-yard line? Period.
Yeah. Very risky. Oh, it worked. They almost won. So I say that also because the first question is Brian Furman, and it's about Rico.
You have to flex Rico because Pickens probably not playing.
Yeah. They've already said, this was even on Sunday, they said unlikely or not expected to play, so don't even chance it. Just, Brian, don't even think about Pickens. Just go Rico.
Yeah, even if he plays with a hamstring, too risky.
Right. Randy Hunt. In non-PPR, we need 3 running backs. JT Bucky also, which Bucky, what did he say? Todd Bowles, they need to see the back loosen up before he can play. That doesn't sound good either.
No, I'm not. I'm not trusting Bucky, sadly. And I'm going to have the decision between Bucky and Tracy in a league this week, and I'm going to go Tracy. So I'm going to go JT, Stevenson, and Tracy here. I mean, it's really unfortunate because right when you think okay, my team is set, I got Bucky Irving, I'm set at running back, and then boom, no, you're not set at running back. So, but you still have 3 good running backs here. So JT, Stevenson, and Tracy. And I don't.
Yeah, Sincere and Patrick Taylor available, but I wouldn't put either of them over those guys. Yeah.
Yeah, Patrick Taylor and Tracy is close, but probably just go Tracy.
Yeah. All right, recess. How's it going? Or hola, should I say? Playoff week in the 8-teamer. Could you go red hot Sam Darnold over Jalen Hurts?
I couldn't personally. If it was a better matchup. I mean, I say it's the Bears, but the last time they played the Bears, he had 330 yards and 2 touchdowns.
But the thing with Hurts is somebody, was it yesterday, asked about Jalen Hurts. The passing numbers are down. Yeah, and it doesn't matter because he runs for a touchdown pretty much every game, and he runs for 50-something yards. And last week he actually threw 2 touchdowns. So it almost doesn't matter. I don't know. I have to start Jalen Hurts. There's a handful of quarterbacks that I'll just tell you right now, once again, on the QB starts it, you just start them. Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow now too, even though he doesn't run. But, I know he's hot, but I'm not sitting Hurts.
Yeah, not sitting Hurts.
Okay, so we got to pick 2 receivers, a flex, and a tight end. Sun God, AJB. Talked about him a lot just before the show. Thielen, Scary Terry, Brian Robinson, Tracy. So AJ Brown, so we talked a lot about AJ Brown just now. He's not in the must start tier anymore,
No.
but does that mean he's below guys like Adam Thielen or Terry McLaurin?
I think he's below Terry McLaurin for me.
I think so too.
I'm honestly debating. I'm honestly debating putting Thielen, Scary Terry, and Brian Robinson in, and leaving Sun God and AJ Brown on my bench. Could I do it though?
This is where it's the exact thing that we talked about. Are you worried that AJ Brown has that squeaky wheel game? They get him the ball, he has 100 yards and a touchdown, and you benched him because of what's going on? Or do you shoot yourself in the foot by saying, "Oh, yeah, I'm going to start AJ Brown this week," and then he does 60 yards and no touchdown, while Adam Thielen has a 100-yard game?
Exactly. And I feel the same way about Sun God. Like, I mean, I don't feel as bad about Sun God as AJ Brown, but he's not been very productive. Like that, like he's fine. He's not killing you, but where's the upside? But then at the same time, like, would I really have the stones to put Thielen and Brian Robinson in over Sun God and AJ Brown? I don't think so. I think.
What would Dan Campbell do? Think about it that way.
I mean, but Dan, that doesn't mean it's the right decision.
Oh, it has been so far this year.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's going to work every time but once, and the one time is probably going to be in the most crucial moment in the biggest game.
I know what Dan Campbell would do. He would play the Sun God because he's a Lion.
Yeah, he'd obviously play Amon-Ra St. Brown and throw it to him 4 times.
Well, we debated this. We legitimately debated this. We think about this long and hard.
Yes.
It took us at least 10 seconds to come up with this decision. We said, Sun God's still a must start. I'm like, yeah, I think he is. You're not sitting Sun God. I'm not sitting Sun God. I'm not. But I would sit AJ Brown for Terry McLaurin. So my 2 receivers are going to be Sun God and McLaurin. The flex is where it gets tough. It's either AJ Brown or it's Adam Thielen or it's Brian Robinson.
I just don't, because here's the way I look at it. Like if I put Thielen in, and it is a squeaky wheel week for AJ Brown, and he goes for 30, and Thielen gets like 4 catches for 40 yards, I might quit fantasy football forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well.
So I'm just going to go Sun God, AJ Brown, Scary Terry, and pray to the fantasy football gods.
I will say I'm going Terry pretty much for sure here. And so for that reason, and it's full PPR, my flex is going to be either AJB or Adam Thielen. It's not going to be a running back like Brian Robinson. AJ Brown doesn't have a great matchup against the Steelers. Could I sit AJ Brown for Adam Thielen? You know what? I almost wish this whole drama didn't come out, because now I feel like there is going to be it's going to be a thing where AJ Brown's going to get the ball.
I will say this. Remember back to, was it last year or the year? I think it might have been the year before, where I couldn't make it to the final start-sit stream, week 17, and Mike Evans had been terrible that year.
Oh, don't remind me of that.
So sometimes maybe you just got to go with the best player and just say, well, take what I get.
Okay. There we go. AJ Brown it is. Sun God, Scary Terry, AJ Brown.
Like let's say Thielen goes for 20 fantasy points this week, right? And AJ Brown goes for 12. You still might win. You still might win if that happens. That's not like a guaranteed loss. And if you lose, are you really going to be like, okay, maybe you're going to be kicking yourself because you're like, oh, I could have played Thielen over A.J. Brown, but no one's going to fault you for playing A.J. You know, no one, if you went to your buddy and said, oh, man, I was going to play Thielen over A.J. Brown, but I was too scared. He's like, yeah, no one's going to play Thielen over A.J. Brown. Come on, man. But if the opposite happens and you're like, no, I'm doing it with Thielen, and A.J. Brown goes absolute nuclear this week, like he scores 2 touchdowns and has 150 yards, everybody's going to be like, you're an idiot. Don't play fantasy football anymore. You're an idiot. Like, you shouldn't be playing. Like, go play something else. Go find a different hobby.
Yeah, it's getting too cute, right? Getting too cute.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
There it is. So it's Sun God, AJ Brown, Scary Terry. There it is. Keep rolling with Auden or Henry or Ertz.
I'd probably just go Ertz.
Yeah, I like Ertz. I like Ertz this week. And then also starting King Henry. Who should be the other running back? Mixon, Robinson, or Tracy? It's got to be Mixon.
Yeah, Mixon's a must start. You can't bench Mixon.
All right, NTY also has a couple of questions here for Super Chat. Thank you as always. Commanders or Chiefs defense? Well, that's easy.
It's got to be Commanders against either Spencer Rattler, Jake Haener, whoever it's going to be. The Chiefs haven't even been that good. Like, they're a good real life defense, but they haven't been scoring like crazy good fantasy games. So gotta be the Commanders.
The Chiefs defense, compared to the first half of the year, essentially the last few weeks, have been on the downslide. I don't know if anybody is familiar with the football outsiders that do a formula called DVOA, and that just kind of measures adjusted according to opponent, et cetera, et cetera. It's a good metric. Yeah, Chiefs have been one of the biggest droppers in terms of their efficiency defensively. So yeah, the Commanders though, you just go Commanders. 10-team PPR final lineup. Here it is: Baker, Nico, Amon-Ra, James Conner, Pollard, Ertz, Thielen at the flex. DST, we're gonna go Commanders. Texans kicker, who shall not be named. On the bench is Keenan, James Cook, Sincere, and he switches here.
I don't think so. I can probably pretty comfortably put Thielen in over Keenan and James Cook. That I can comfortably do.
Yeah, and again this week, not just because he's coming off of a down game, but this week you've got to be concerned about James Cook against the Lions on the road. There could definitely not only have tough sledding, but get scripted out. So you're good. Okay, Steven. Thank you, Steven. Started 2-4, but now 8-6.
Nice.
There you go. Superflex got Lamar and Baker. Nice. Bijan, Ramondre, Evans, McLaurin, DJ, JSN, McBride, Ravens. Mahomes on the bench. That's fine. Warren, Corum, Jacoby, Tillman, Worthy, KC defense. Well, we just talked about that. Pat Mahomes. I mean, you got to start Lamar.
You got to start Lamar, and I like Baker this week more than Mahomes, personally. I'm debating Jacoby over DJ Moore.
Yeah. Jacoby, I mean, look, if Desmond Ridder is the quarterback, I'm out. I'm just out. I'm not going to start Jacoby.
I still feel like just because it's the Falcons, he should do something. My worry with the thing with DJ Moore is like, you just don't know. Like, are you going to get what Caleb Williams are we going to get? Are we going to get DJ Moore is so volatile. I know it's the Vikings, but I mean, Jacoby gets the Falcons. Like, they might be a worse pass defense than the Bengals right now.
I mean, they looked at no, I get it, but again, this is one of those things where I don't think that the Falcons defense could make Desmond Ridder look good. I think that it might be the opposite. I think he might make their defense look good.
Well, maybe, but he's just got to get Jacoby the ball like 6 times, and Jacoby can do the rest against his defense.
Yeah, my only question here would be, do I go Mahomes over Baker? Because I do think that Brown's defense can be exposed. You know, if Jameis manages to not turn the ball over, too many times, let's be real, he's going to throw at least one pick. But if he doesn't do it too many times and he able to make some plays, which again, it's tough Chiefs defense still, it's not easy, it could turn into a high-scoring game. But I think you're probably, I don't know, safer with Baker, if that's possible. So that one's close for me, but I know you like Baker better. I guess we'll keep it the way it is. All right. Julio runs CMC. Not doing much running these days, but it's still a good name. Thank you. Let's do this. Defense, Bengals. No, Packers or Ravens?
Got to be Ravens against either a banged-up Drew Lock or a not very good Tommy DeVito.
Yes. Yeah, the Ravens are possibly the top defense of all DSTs this week. Ingram, Andrews, or Hawk?
Gotta be. I'm going Andrews. I should say gotta be, but I guess I shouldn't say it's gotta be Andrews. But I'm going Andrews. I think he has the most touchdown upside of these guys. Andrews.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty clearly going Andrews here as well. And then 2 receivers, D-Hop, Addison, or Evans, AJB. Kind of just slips him in there at the end.
Oh, man. Here we go again. Because we got to be a little worried about Evans as well. We didn't put – you guys haven't seen the wide receiver video yet, but Evans is no longer – we don't have him as like a no doubt must start because I don't know why he's not getting a bazillion targets. I don't know why.
So this question is annoying because now for the first time, like it should just be Evans, AJB, done. But for the first time ever, I think I have the last 3 of those receivers in the same tier.
Yeah, I mean, I can easily eliminate D-Hop here. Like he's out. It's between Addison, Evans, and AJB. And what makes it tough is how good Addison's been lately, but also understanding the risk Addison brings to the table, right? Like, do we continue to get the Jordan Addison we've got the last few weeks, or do we get the Jordan Addison we got pretty much the entire season? And if we get that Addison again, your season might be over. Right? Like if we get the Addison 2 catch for 20-yard game like we got for most of the year, again, if we get that game, right? We're talking about a guy who he only went over 10 PPR points 3 times through week 11. And then, of course, he had a 30-pointer. Then he went back under 10 PPR points. And then another, almost a 40-pointer. Like, if you get that single-digit Jordan Addison this week and AJB and Evans go, like, AJB goes off. Let's say you bench AJB or Evans goes off. You bench Evans. I think I just still have to go Evans and AJB here. And just live with the consequences.
Let's see, the problem here, and by problem for you, Julio, I mean, it's a problem that now you have 3 really good receivers that you should start. Is that, first of all, to your point, what do we have to care about more? What should we care about more? What he did from weeks 1 through 10 or 11 through 14? It should be more about what's happened recently. But that 30-point game that you just mentioned, it was against the Bears. It was the same exact matchup here. And now they're at home against the Bears. So, again, after last week, after the Bears game, after what we've seen, it's almost like I would be an idiot to not start Jordan Addison and leave that on the bench again. But am I going to be an idiot and leave A.J. Brown on the bench when he goes off? Or is this just overthinking things, and why are you sitting Mike Evans after one down game?
Right.
So no matter the decision here, you might feel like an idiot. But
yes. This is the dilemma of these shallow leagues.
Right. I mean, I'll say if it's me, I'm gonna start Evans and Addison. That's what I would do.
All right, there you go.
We'll see. So you're welcome in advance. Hopefully it turns out right for you. Hopefully just all three guys go off and then it doesn't matter.
Exactly. Let's hope.
All right. Sir Boomer. Need the flex. Just rank them. Okay. Ladd, Cooper, Downs, Tillman, Bucky, Pacheco, Braylon, Allen, and then a tight end question.
Well, assuming they're all healthy, Ladd would be number 1 by a mile.
Like I really don't think Downs is healthy. They're saying he might not even be ready to come back this week, but even so, I put him pretty much near the bottom. I put Tillman down near the bottom. Pacheco, how many touches is he going to get? We don't know. I mean, I don't think Bucky's healthy either. That's the problem. I really don't think Bucky's going to be good to go.
The problem with this flex decision is there's one good decision and all the rest suck.
Well, I mean, if
like, how do you rank the suckiness? How do you rank the suckiness?
But if Bucky Irving was 100% healthy, he's a good option.
Absolutely, but he's not. And I really worry that, like, what I really worry is we're going to see what we saw last week, where it's like, oh, no, he's good to go. He's going to play. And it's like, no, he's obviously not good to go. Because even before the back injury that happened in the game, like, he was like, Rachaad White started that game and got way more touches than Bucky Irving before he even left with that back injury. I don't think Bucky was even close to healthy last week. So,
right.
Like, yeah, even if they say like, oh, he's good, he's going to play, I don't even care. I can't do it. I can't do it. Let me see this guy, like, unless he somehow is like not even on the injury report. Like, you know, maybe he has a limited practice Wednesday, full practice Thursday, full practice Friday, not even listed on the injury report. Like, okay, no injury designation at all. Like, okay, fine. Then yes, Bucky number 2. But if he's questionable all week, like limited, I'm not falling for that again. When Sean Tucker will go out there and get like 10 carries and Bucky will get like 3, I'm not falling for it again. It's too important of a week. So it's Ladd and everybody else, honestly. So aren't you on bye this week, Boomer?
Yeah, that's right. I thought you did get the bye.
Aren't you on bye?
Just put your boy in there. Just play Ladd whether he's active or not. And you have him in your lineup. I will say this too for Bucky. Also concerns it's a road game against the Chargers. That's one of the top run defenses. It's not even a good matchup for him. So, look, if Ladd doesn't play, you know what? I just throw Pacheco in there.
Yeah, and then Kraft over Ingram.
Yeah, KJ Sticks, full PPR, quarterback, 2 receivers, 2 running backs, flex, Kyler or Herbert.
Well, this is another tough one. I want to say Herbert because he gets the Buccaneers. But if Ladd is out, yeah, that certainly hurts his upside. Not to mention, he looked very hobbled in that game last week.
That's true. He got banged up.
I don't even know if how healthy he is right now. That being said, how good do we feel about Kyler Murray these days? Oh, man. I'll say if Ladd McConkey plays, I'll go Herbert. If Ladd is out, I'm just going to roll the dice with Kyler.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Don't feel great about either, but these are your choices. And then Gibbs, Connor, Bucky, Stevenson, Rico, 2 running backs there. Puka, Lamb, Judy, Higgins, 2 receivers, and then a flex.
Oh, man, the Connor Rico choice again. I mean, they're both in good spots. Patriots not a good run defense. Panthers obviously a terrible run defense. I don't know. I guess I got to give Connor the edge because he does catch a few more passes, and I guess he has more touchdown upside than Rico. But This week, Rico might outscore Connor. Who knows? I mean, he was better than Connor last week. He just didn't find the end zone, but Connor does catch a few more passes. So I'll go Gibbs Connor here. I think you got to go Puka Lamb at wide receiver.
And say who to flex.
Higgins. I think you still got to flex Higgins. I know Higgins is coming off a down game last night, but again, everybody gets a pass. Everybody's allowed to have a down game sometimes. Jamar Chase just went off last night. Higgins has been mostly very, very good pretty much every healthy game he's played this year. I think I still got to go Higgins at the flex in full PPR.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go Higgins. I think it should be a big bounce back game for Higgins. So, yeah, Puka Lamb. Higgins flex, Gibbs and Connor. I know leading Rico and Judy. I mean, those guys are good options, but you have better. Jake the Snake. QB flex, super flex, Baker, Tua, Connor, CD. Okay, so one QB.
Got to be Tua. Tua's on fire. He gets the Texans in the dome. No weather issues. Got to be Tua. And then I think you got to, in PPR, I think you got to go CD at the flex.
And then probably super flex Baker, yeah.
Oh, there's a QB, a flex, and yeah. The two QBs and CD. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Baker. If Baker's your QB2, you're doing just fine.
Right. All right, G could start Chase Brown over Kyron.
I guess it's playoff time, so everybody's stacked, and they have to decide which stud hits the pine. Which stud are they not playing this week? Is this what the questions are going to be like this week? Is this what I should prepare myself for? We're going to get questions like, Nico Collins or Justin Jefferson in the flex.
That's next week. Next week we'll see a lot more of that. He's got the stack team. Remember, he built this team. Puka is like his third receiver or something.
I got Jamar Chase and Saquon Barkley. Who do you bench? What? Chase Brown or Kyron? Oh my gosh! I mean, they're both in good spots, but I don't think I can bench Chase Brown right now. I just don't. Not only does he get almost every single touch, I think we saw Khalil Herbert get 2 touches, which was like shocking that somebody else actually touched the ball 2 times in that backfield. And it's not just about how many it's the pass catching. How much work he gets as a receiver. It's not even as a runner. He didn't even have a good game as a runner last time. What did he get? Like 50 yards or something? It's the receiving. I think I go Chase Brown over Kyron this week.
Yeah, I think you can. I guess this is super close. Yeah, I mean, Kyron keeps scoring touchdowns, but Chase Brown is also scoring touchdowns and getting more receptions. So I guess he has a higher floor if you think about it. And then to get the second spot sealed. I think you're good. I think you're good either way. So again, you don't really need to sweat this decision. All right, we have new members. Rudy. Welcome, Rudy.
What's up, Rudy?
And a question. Needs 2 each. Wide receiver, running back, and 2 flex. Puka Nacua, Juwan Jennings, Jerry Jeudy, Alvin Kamara, Jonathan Taylor, Tyrone Tracy, Bucky Irving, Charbonnet, and Allen.
All right. I think Puka and Juwan are my wide receivers. Kamara. I think if Kenneth Walker is out, I think I'm going to go Kamara Charbonnet. Is it full PPR? It doesn't say.
It doesn't say.
But I think I probably still have to flex JT as hard as it will be to bench Judy. Although maybe in full PPR, I would go Judy over JT. If it's half or none, I might go JT at the flex. Now, if Kenneth Walker somehow plays this week, then I'll just go Kamara JT with Judy at the flex. So Puka and Juwan, Kamara, and then either Charbonnet or JT, depending on if Walker plays, and then either JT or Judy at the flex, depending if Walker plays. Hopefully that made sense. Trying to get Taylor, Isaiah Davis, McCormick. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you really don't need him with those running
Ertz or
backs.
Kraft tight end, that's close, but I think I'm going to go Ertz against the Saints.
There you go. Good with all that. All right, Rudy. Appreciate you. Cody, always on here. Needs to be saved from humiliation. Does not want whatever trophy that we probably don't want to see. Okay. Which defense to stay out of last place? Ravens? It's got to be the Ravens, right? Just Ravens, or do you like the Commanders better?
Yeah, this is close. This is really close. I mean, I know it's the Giants, but like I don't think Drew Lock or Tommy DeVito are worse than Spencer Rattler or Jake Hayner. And at least the Giants do have Tyrone Tracy and Malik Neighbors. The Saints have, I mean, Alvin Kamara, I guess. When's the last time Alvin Kamara even scored a touchdown? Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Jawan Johnson, like these are their weapons. Like these guys wouldn't even, like, with all due respect to Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Jawan Johnson, if you happen to come across this and watch this, which I doubt will happen, but if so, there's a lot of teams you guys would not be starting for in the NFL. With all due respect. It's just fact.
Well, he was on the Buffalo Bills early in the season, and then was not on the Buffalo Bills. So,
like, you know what I mean? Like the Saints are they are probably the worst offense in the NFL. If even with Derek Carr, they're one of the worst offenses, and now they're going to be one of the, if potentially the worst. And the Commanders have actually been really good on defense over the last month and a half. But I still have my worries about how good is the Ravens defense really. So I think I go slightly Commanders, but they're both great options. Put in a claim for both, and whichever one you get, you should be fine with.
Right. Either one is good. And what about this one for his 12-teamer? Packers, Cowboys, Falcons, Panthers, Bucks. Let's see. Packers play the Seahawks on the road. It's not ideal. Cowboys play the Panthers. It's okay. Panthers play the Cowboys. It's okay. Falcons. I'm sorry, Falcons. Well, you know what? If it's Desmond Ridder,
yep.
I'm going Falcons. The Falcons defense is, I think Desmond Ridder's worse.
Yep, I'm going Falcons. I'm actually rolling the Falcons in one playoff league because Desmond Ridder, and because there's not a lot of defense like the Commanders, the Ravens. Those guys aren't out there. So,
you know what? Maybe it's a positive regression game for them. Maybe it's a pride game, right? Like they watched the tape from last week with the defenders falling down on the ground while Justin Jefferson walks in the end zone. Maybe that fires them up a little bit. Who knows? So Anthony, what's up? Yes, fantasy football playoffs. Okay. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. It is baseball non-season. Okay, but winter meetings, big deals. You know what? There's going to be a video coming out any day now. Fantasy Endgame Baseball. All you baseball fans, check out the Fantasy Endgame MLB channel soon. Not yet. And I thought about doing a little short. I didn't have time to do it when Juan Soto signed, so I might still do that. Try some shorts. We'll see. Yeah, happy hot stove. Are you fired up for baseball season, Chris?
No.
Not even a little? No. Okay.
Not even a little. Still football season. I know fantasy football is winding down, but we still got the NFL playoffs, the Super Bowl. I'm not thinking about baseball yet.
All right. I'll do the lifting for baseball for now. I'm ready. I'm ready because I don't have a lot going on in the fantasy football playoffs these days. Derek Gonzalez, Westbrook, Harrison, Tyreek Higgins, Bucky, Shakir, Pollard needs one running back, 2 receivers, and a flex.
All right, I'm going Tyreek and Higgins at wide receiver. I think you got to go Pollard at running back.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to flex Shakir. Not just because he had that big game, but, I mean, he gets the Lions. The Lions, aside from last week when Jaden Reed decided to take the night off, the Lions have been getting torched by slot receivers. I mean, remember 2 weeks ago, Keenan Allen destroyed the Lions. So I'm going to go Tyreek Higgins at wide receiver, Pollard at running back, Shakir at flex.
Yeah, I'm good with all that. Stafford, Kyler, or Aaron Rodgers at quarterback.
Kyler. I'm not I'm not starting Aaron Rodgers. I don't care. It's Jacksonville. I don't care. He just threw for 300. He threw for 300 yards. Even with that 300-yard game, he had like 17 fantasy points. Like, okay. No. Give me Kyler. If Kyler busts, oh well. I do not want to be staring at Aaron Rodgers in my playoff lineup.
No, I'm not going to consider Aaron Rodgers. I get we were too low on the Jets receivers last week. It was kind of a random outburst though, because it shouldn't have been. But anyways, look, I'm tired of Kyler. I'll go Stafford here. I feel better about Stafford, but it's probably close either way. They'll probably wind up with similar points. Njoku or Auden at tight end.
It's got to be Njoku.
Yes, definitely Njoku here. Okay, Trump Force. 7 straight wins. Very nice. Was in 4th place. Needed the guys ahead to lose. Both teams lost. Thanks to T. Higgins. So from 2-5 to 9-5 with the bye.
Wow, with the bye. Very nice. Very
awesome.
Nice.
Joshua Rogers are once again dropping some good news. Made 2nd place. 3 years following us. Wow.
Thanks, Joshua. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Playing the team just beat Major Lowers. Hey, you never know.
You just beat them. Beat them again.
That's right. Okay. Let's see. I know we got some super chats waiting, so I don't want to keep them waiting too long. Okay. Well, Tron has a question. Defense, Detroit Falcons will not. Oh, wait, this is week 16. I didn't even notice that. I was like, they're not playing the Giants. Week 16 defense. Okay, so thank you for dropping the opponents here. Lions against the Bears, Falcons against the Giants, Colts against the Titans. We're really going to say Falcons defense again?
I mean, it's like, do you want the better real-life defense, the Lions, or do you want the way better matchup, Falcons versus Giants? Because the Colts are not a good defense either. I don't know. I think I got to go Falcons versus Giants. What did the Lions even do the last time they played the Bears? They got 6 fantasy points the last time they played the Bears. Like,
yeah.
I'm just gonna go Falcons again, which is why another reason why we picked up Falcons, because it's like, oh look, we can just play them against the Raiders and then the Giants.
Yeah, I have a hard time. I know their schedule is great, but I have a hard time really trusting that Falcons defense. But with these choices, I think that's probably the best one. And then NTY also wants to know, can I drop Deebo? Talked about Deebo a bit. I'm very close. After this week, if it's more of the same, then yes, you might as well.
Yeah, exactly. Let's wait for this week, see if the squeaky wheel does anything. But if not, then yeah, goodbye.
Right. Okay, so Vas Coutinho, 12-teamer, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and a flex. Gibbs, Chase, Bucky, Rashad Pacheco, Braylon Allen. Receivers, Puka, Tyree, Garrett Wilson, and Devontae Adams. And then either Otten or Kraft.
I'm going to go Kraft at tight end. I'm going to go Gibbs and Chase at running back. I'm going to go Puka, Tyreek at wide receiver. And then flip a coin. Which Jets wide receiver do you want in the flex? I sadly think it has to be Devontae Adams. Not that I think Devontae Adams is better than Garrett Wilson, but apparently this is like old dudes stick together or something. I don't know, but like Adams is the one that's going to probably get the most targets. So go with Adams, I guess.
He's getting a pretty insane target share. 11, 12, 7, 13, 11. It's like he brought him over there, so he's going to have to throw him the ball. Let's go with it. Go Devontae Adams. Brado Blends needs help in 2 leagues. Pick 2, Cup, Jennings, Neighbors, DJ Moore.
Gonna go Cup and Jennings.
Yeah, the first 2 there. Non-PPR, pick 2, Harrison, Neighbors, Cup.
I mean, you can't play Neighbors in non-PPR.
It's
like you get like 5-6 points. That's it. But man, Harrison, I think I just go Cup. At least Cup has touchdown upside. I mean, Harrison is, I don't know. I'll go Cup.
Cup, well, it's pick 2, so Cup and then Harrison.
Oh, Oh, I guess, yeah. Because Neighbors, I mean, sure, Neighbors is fine in PPR because at least he has a floor. But what's the most yardage Neighbors has had like since week 3 or something? He's gone. Let's see, since week whatever it was, week 4, 41, 71, 59, 50, 64, 69, 79. I mean, you're getting 5 to 7 points in non PPR from Neighbors. Like unstartable. So let's just gamble on Harrison and Cup.
Because at least when Harrison does have a decent game, he can get a long touchdown. He can get just a touchdown. He could score.
He can get 40 or 50 yards just as easily as Neighbors can. But at least Harrison has a chance to score a touchdown.
Right. And then which QB? AR or Russ?
I'm going to gamble on Anthony Richardson and that rushing upside. Russell Wilson, I mean, he wasn't bad last week without Pickens, but 158 yards, like, it's not a lot of upside for Russ without Pickens. So let's just hope Anthony Richardson runs in a touchdown or two.
Yeah, exactly. Without Pickens, upside isn't there. We need upside. All right. And then the one, the only, Bear Camp Cabin Rentals is back.
What's up?
Is that a new logo? I see it look like a new logo there. Very nice. All right. So please pick 2. Monty, Chuba, Charbonnet.
Wow. I think I go Monty.
It's tough. This is tough because, again, I think this assumes that Kenneth Walker doesn't play, right? If Kenneth Walker doesn't play, it's easily the first 2. I mean, if Kenneth Walker does play.
Yeah, but I think I might just go the first 2 anyways. Such good matchups for him. I mean, Monty against the Bills. Chuba gets the Cowboys. I might just go the first 2. I know if Walker's out, it's hard to bench Charbonnet after he just annihilated week 14, but I think I'll just go Monty and Chuba.
Yeah, I like Chuba a lot this week. Great matchup. And now we know he's getting all the touches once again because of no Brooks, unfortunately.
Yep.
So let's go Monty and Chuba. Please pick 2, St. Brown, Judy, or Sutton. Or could get Thielen.
Nah, I think I just go Sun God and Sutton here. Sutton has been just so good. I know Judy's been good too, but with Browns get the Chiefs. Broncos get the Colts. Yeah, I'm just going to go Sutton. St. Brown and Sutton.
Right. I'm going to go Sutton and St. Brown as well. Pick defense, Broncos against the Colts, Cardinals, or the Commanders.
Yeah, I'm just going to go Commanders against whatever terrible backup QB is in there.
All right, Bear Camp. There you go. And best of luck. So back to the top. Remember, you were lamenting how much touchdowns weigh. Carlos Zavalas is interesting. He says his league scores point per rush and only 4 points per touchdown.
Okay, I like the 4 point per touchdown thing, but point per rush I think is even worse because it just gives guys like I mean, you know, a guy like Saquon Barkley just might as well start the game with 20 fantasy points. You know, he just starts the game. He's already got 20 points because you know he's going to get 20 carries or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just like you shouldn't get a point just for them handing you the ball. Like at least a point per reception. Like you still have to run a route and catch it. Like handing you the ball. Like I could take a handoff. I'm not going to gain any yards, but I could at least take a handoff. Like I could do that in an NFL game. Sure, I'm going to get smashed instantly, but I could take the handoff. I don't know if I could catch an NFL pass. Like I don't think I could get open enough to catch an NFL pass. Like I could if the defense let me just stand there and catch it, sure. But you know, with guys guarding me, I don't think I could ever catch an NFL pass because I don't think I could get open. Yeah, point per rush I think is the most is no offense, Carlos. I like the 4 points per touchdown, but I think point per rush is the most absurd scoring there is out there.
Yeah. So, for example, pick on Gus Edwards. You know, he has a game where he has 8 carries for 17 yards. I think he did something like that 2 weeks ago. then he's getting you like 10 points on a horrible game, right? He just for touching the ball. So yeah. But there's all sorts of different ways to do it.
But the most important thing, as long as you guys enjoy it, your league enjoys it, it doesn't really matter what anybody else thinks.
Exactly. That's exactly it. There's no right way. Right. All right. Monty, here's the situation. Kenneth Walker, Bucky Irving, Sincere McCormick, Patrick Taylor.
I'm just going Patrick Taylor. You can't wait. First of all, we can't wait and hope Bucky Irving is healthy. Sincere McCormick, I mean, yeah, he's okay, but I want some more upside. Even if Kenneth Walker is healthy, how good are we going to feel? Or, like, I shouldn't say healthy. Even if Kenneth Walker, we know he's not healthy. Even if Kenneth Walker plays, how good are we going to feel? I'm just going to roll Patrick Taylor on Thursday night, assuming Garendo is out, which almost certainly he will be.
Yeah, that's the problem. Bucky Irving does not sound healthy. Kenneth Walker, we don't know, but just the fact he went for an MRI, not good. You can't. It's too risky. Both of those guys. I guess I'll go Taylor here. I'll go Taylor. Unfortunately. All right. Well, there you go. At least you have Joe Mixon. Arthur Swanson. What a wild year. Yeah, I'm going to say it again. Got a couple more weeks to say it's been the craziest year. Although I'll probably just every offseason video will just continue to say what a crazy year it was. He's RB heavy. Got Jamar Chase and St. Brown has carried his 10-4 team. That's pretty good. All right, just saying thank you and
good luck.
I mean, just having a guy like Jamar Chase makes you feel pretty good.
Yeah.
And that's interesting. He's saying he didn't have the 1 point. He had the 1.11.
I was gonna say you reached on Jamar Chase, but you got Jamar Chase at the 111. That's nice. Very
nice. That'll be interesting to see when we break it all down, which draft slots wind up being the biggest winners, right? It's not gonna be the 1.1 for everybody drafted CMC, but
no, definitely not. Definitely not.
All right. Well,
I just saw something. Field Yates just tweeted this out. I always find this interesting. Where was it? So the players on the most, obviously they only have access to ESPN, but on the most ESPN playoff teams, Jamar Chase 71%, Brock Bowers 61%. Well, he was 6. Let's see. Let me pull up. Let's see if I can see the list here. Okay, so Jamar Chase. Where's the list? Okay, Jamar Chase, Saquon Barkley, number 2, 68, of course. So the top ones were Jamar Chase, Saquon Barkley, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, Brock Bowers, Justin Jefferson, Joe Mixon, Josh Allen, Devon Achane, number 10. Then you had guys like Gibbs, Sun God, Kittle, Kupp, Hurts, Nico, 16. Which that's pretty impressive that Nico was on 55% of playoff teams. The dude only played like how many games? It's pretty insane.
Yeah, no king. But again, just goes to show you it's those big weeks. That's it. It's what you need. The guys who have the biggest weeks, not consistency. No, consistency doesn't. If you're consistently mediocre, that doesn't win.
Yep.
All right, Quinn. What is up? Playoff bound. That's what we're talking about. Remember, for those who don't know, was it last year or the year before, Quinn had a winless team. Remember, he started out, he was like,
yes,
and whatever.
And did he just miss it? Do I remember that right? Like he just missed it.
Here we go. Playoffs. Anything can happen. It's a new season. Okay, So we got to bench 2 of these in half. JSN, Marv, Hawkinson, Brees, JT, Dowdle, or Charbonnet. I think we just bench Brees no matter what, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm benching. Right now I'm going to bench Brees and Hawkinson, but if I'm debating, like if Kenneth Walker plays, do I bench Charbonnet? But I might still, what's the upside for Hawkinson these days? It's half PPR. I might just, I think I'm just going to bench Brees and Hawkinson.
Yeah, and I say bench Brees no matter what, because even if he plays, we're going to see some Braylon Allen. We're going to see some Isaiah Davis. We don't know if he's going to be effective. We don't know if he's going to get re-injured. Just way too many ifs, right? Just too risky. So just don't risk it with Brees. And right now, let's bench Hawk.
Yeah, he's saying can't believe I'm here at the bench third overall, Brees Hall. Exactly, but it is what it is. He's not even if he plays, how healthy is he?
You just I mean, a long time ago, you just have to throw that out the window. Where you drafted him, no, who cares? It doesn't matter.
Yep, who cares?
What have you done for me lately? Like Janet would say. All right, Tolu O. Start sit, 2 running backs, 3 receivers in the flex. Tyreek, Collins, Myers, Worthy, Cooper, Chase Brown, Connor, B-Rob, Pacheco.
All right, 2 running backs are going to be Chase Brown. I think I'm going to go Brian Robinson as my RB2, although it's close between him and Connor, but we'll probably end up, well, I don't know, maybe not. Let's see. 3 wide receivers, Tyreek, Nico, and I'll play Jacoby. I don't care if it's Desmond Ridder. It's the Falcons. I don't really want to play Worthy or Cooper. And then y'all flex Connor. So Tyreek, Collins, Jacoby, Chase Brown, Connor, Brian Robinson. There you go.
I don't know. And then 2 quarterbacks, Daniels, Love, or Tua.
Oh, this is nice. You can just easily sit Love here. Daniels and Tua should, man, having those 2 guys, that you should be great at quarterback this week.
Yeah, this is pretty easy to sit Love. So yeah, this is a good team. Playoff bound. Hey, got a good chance to advance. Let's go. R. Levis. RB room is a mess. I got to pick from Pacheco, Bigsby, a Jet, or Patrick Taylor.
I think I'm just going to go Patrick Taylor, assuming he's starting. Like, who's going to take? Am I worried about Keyshawn Vaughn? Am I worried about Izzy? He's in that 49ers offense. Yeah, no, he's not as, he doesn't have the athletic pedigree of a Garendo. He's not as good as a Mason or a CMC, of course, but he's in that 49ers offense. I mean, Bigsby, Pacheco, I don't feel like is quite there yet. The Jets, it was a true 50-50 split. Like in every possible way. Snaps, opportunities, right? Like every possible way, 50-50. I'll just go Patrick Taylor or Garendo. Like if it's Garendo, if Garendo is somehow good to go, I'll definitely go Garendo, but I don't know if he's going to be good to go.
Yeah, don't expect that. I might be too pessimistic on Patrick Taylor. If it was me, I'd put Pacheco in there and see what he can do because I don't believe that the Browns defense is going to slow down the Chiefs too much. And it's really taking a chance he gets more touches, right? Gets more involved. I don't know. I'm nervous that Patrick Taylor still only gets 10 to 12 touches. They put Deebo in the mix. They throw, Joe Schmo from the street off, and put a 49ers off uniform on him, and he gets a few carries. I don't know.
Who though? Who do they have?
Keyshawn Vaughn will get 5 carries. Deebo will get 5 carries. Patrick Taylor winds up with 10 carries, and it's like, could be wrong. I don't know. I would go Pacheco. Speaking of the 49ers, Kenny 49ers, assuming he's a fan. This is funny. He lost all 3 times he started CMC, 11-3.
So he went 11-0 without his number 1 pick and 0-3 with him.
I mean, you should be glad he's out because that way you couldn't start him any more than 3 times.
Exactly.
And this goes back to what we spoke of earlier. Jim D, Pickens or Brees, if they play.
Well, I mean, if Pickens somehow plays, sure, but I don't think Pickens is playing. Like, I think there's a better chance Brees plays than Pickens, but I don't really want to start either, honestly.
No. It sounds like they pretty much almost just already said Pickens isn't playing. And Brees, even if he does, we already talked about this, so no.
Yeah, what did Mike Tomlin say? Something like there's an outside chance Pickens could play this week. Like, okay, he's not playing.
Are you? I know you're not this type, but are you suspicious that after his latest antic and his stupid things he's done, like this is like one of those phantom injuries? This is really more like a slap on the wrist for him?
No.
Okay. You never know. You never know. Arthur. That's right. There is a Niner that paid off. It's the waiver wire king, Juwan Jennings. Was he? I mean, there weren't that many, which is weird with all the injuries for the wide receiver. There really wasn't that many waiver wire picks that stuck. They were just like, man, I got this guy, like Kyron Williams last year, like Puka Nacua. There wasn't really that many. Juwan Jennings might wind up being the waiver king. I don't know.
Chuba. I think in most leagues, Chuba was a waiver wire pickup. Like I know, like in deeper leagues, sharper leagues. Like I know in all the endgame leagues, Chuba was drafted, but I think in a lot of leagues, Chuba Hubbard was not drafted. But this is why I always say, like, people like, okay, 2024, obviously an outlier year, but most years, this is why I always say, like, I would rather need to find an RB2 on the waiver wire than a wide receiver 3, because how many wide receivers did we see this year? Oh, big game, go grab them. And then the next week, then they're done. They're just done. You just end up dropping them, right? And let's not forget, Juwan Jennings was one of those guys, right? He had that big game when Deebo missed or whatever, and everybody dropped a bunch of fab on him, and then he got hurt, and then Ayuk, and then everybody dropped him, and then Ayuk got hurt, and everybody went out and picked him up again. Like, it's very rare that we have, like, league-winning wide receiver pickups off the waiver wire that stick all year long, because it just doesn't work that way, right? It's not like if Jefferson goes down, okay, like, yeah, Addison gets it, but it's not like Jalen Nader all of a sudden becomes like a must-start wide receiver every week. You know what I mean? Like, no, it just means Jordan Addison will probably be better and, like, whatever. Like, the offense probably won't be as good. You know what I mean? Whereas if, like, CMC goes down, Jordan Mason is going to be the guy. He's going to get all the touches. And when Jordan Mason goes down, it's going to be Isaac Guerrero. So, yeah. I mean, 2024, it didn't work for the first time. Maybe the entire time I've been playing fantasy is the only year I can remember where there were not like 10 plus RB2s you could have picked up this year. There's been very few, like a handful, and that's it.
And even some of those guys, it's just lately, the last couple of weeks, and some players got banged up. And even they didn't stick because Guerrero didn't stay healthy. So, it's just harder for a receiver who isn't in that prominent starting role to just integrate smoothly into the offense. And the quarterback has to have trust, and it's just harder. So I know zero RB didn't really pay off this year, but that said, if you got the right receivers that stayed healthy, you could still put together a dominant team based on late RBs. Sure, Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley and those guys are carrying teams. But there are so many running backs that have been good. You could still have, late rounds, Brian Robinsons, Aaron Jones, guys like that also were really good. So if you have Jamar Chase, you're fine that you didn't go RB in the first round.
Right.
Anyways. Steven, re-up the membership for 14 months exactly. Thank you, Steven.
Thank you.
So DJ put up 26 versus the Vikings, the Ritter revenge game versus the Falcons. Does that give Jacoby the edge over DJ? I don't think Desmond Ritter being involved in any way in that game gives anybody an edge except for the defense. But anyways, what do you think?
Yeah, that I will say Jacoby and DJ Moore is close for me this week. But I think if I'm choosing between these three guys, I'd probably just go JSN. I don't think DK Metcalf is healthy. JSN's been really good for like a month straight. I probably just go JSN here and not risk it with Jacoby or DJ Moore.
Yeah, I see Jason now is the wide receiver 5 for fantasy on the season. He's kind of been quietly, consistently
good. Is?
That's what I saw. Let me verify. I've been seeing everybody.
Is that how bad wide receiver has been this year?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we know Jamar Chase is the one, of course, Justin Jefferson, but let me see. PPR on the season. Well, total, he's in PPR. Looks like he's wide receiver 7. Sorry.
And still, that's horrible. That's horrible.
Tied for 6. Tied for 6.
Garrett Wilson is the what?
Yep.
Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. are top 10 wide receivers. Oh, dude, wide receivers a joke this year. What an outlier year. A joke. Wide receiver is awful this year. Awful. My goodness. I mean, look at this. The wide receiver 5 is averaging 15 points per game. That's like a wide receiver 2 most years. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize it was this bad.
Exactly. That's why it's like if you had Jason, like you're good, you're fine. I mean, look, DJ does have higher ceiling, I think. So it's between. So okay, to answer your question, no, I wouldn't put Jacoby over either of those two. I don't think you would either, right? No. JSN is the safer option. DJ might have a higher ceiling, but riskier. So that's up to you. Juice, appreciate. See, not in the playoffs, but he's still here, spectating. Nothing wrong with that. Yes,
nothing wrong with that.
Still dropping some thoughts and prayers for Taysom Hill's fantasy value next season. Big Luscious, what's up? Should I hold on to Stroud or pick up Bo Nix?
I would just probably go with Bo Nix.
Yes, definitely Nix. I mean, you held on to Stroud even throughout the bye after last week. I mean, that's loyalty. Appreciate the loyalty.
That is loyalty.
Nah,
it's loyalty for a guy who has not been loyal to you.
Nope. Don't do it. Doug Fenton, good evening. How do you feel about the Denver defense this week and then the Bills defense after that?
Who do the Bills? Well, I don't know who the Bills play next week.
Broncos
get the Colts. Broncos get the Colts at home. That's not bad. I feel pretty good about that. Like, I don't know if they're my favorite defense because, you know, JT could score. Anthony Richardson could always score a touchdown or two. Who do the Bills get next week?
Yeah, I remember we talked about this yesterday. Bills, it's Patriots, Jets, Patriots. That's it. Like, if you can get the Bills, do it.
Yeah. Bills definitely next week.
Yep. You got a perfect plan there. If you can somehow go with Denver this week and Buffalo the rest of the way, that's it. And then Jim D needs a receiver in a flex. So Dunze Worthy, QJ, Mooney, Isaiah Davis, Elijah Moore, or could pick up Palmer, Valet, or Douglas.
Yeah, Douglas and Valet, just not enough upside. I think I got to go Mooney here against the Raiders. And then it's between Odunze or Palmer. Palmer. I might go Palmer if Ladd is out against that Bucks defense. Otherwise, I'll go with Dunze.
Dunze could definitely be a trap after last week, right? Didn't score but one touchdown all year until last week. So, but it is still a good matchup. He still probably has the biggest upside out of any of these guys. Just know the risk. But again, I feel better about Odunze than Worthy. Definitely feel better about him than Quentin Johnston, Isaiah Thomas. So I would go Mooney and Odunze, just pretty much regardless. Big Luscious also now in the second league. He says he can only play 5. Mike Evans, T. Higgins, Tyreek Hill, Brees, Achane, Pacheco, Jacobs, Guerrero.
I think this is going to be pretty easy. I think you got to play Higgins, Tyreek. I think you got to play. I mean, you have to play Achane and Jacobs. Like, how do you? Like benching, like, look, maybe this is the week where Josh Jacobs finally doesn't score a touchdown, but are you going to find out with that with Jacobs on your bench? No, you're not. So you're going to play Achane Jacobs. You're going to play Higgins, Tyreek Hill, and then you're probably just going to play Evans. I think even if Guerrero plays or even if Brees plays, I don't feel good enough about them health wise to put him in my lineup. So Evans, Higgins, Tyreek, Achane Jacobs.
Yep, definitely. All right. Guess who else got the membership for? Again, 14 months. It's Boomer. Sir Boomer.
What's up, Boomer?
Panic button is Matt. What? Come on. No, you're first place.
Okay, well, I'll say this about Ladd if you're worried about Ladd. Remember, Ladd was limited last week, and he was a game-time decision. It wasn't like he didn't practice all week and was ruled out super early in the week where you worry. Like, I think there's at least greater than 50% chance Ladd plays this week. The Chargers are fighting. Chargers are fighting for the playoffs. Again, he practiced every day last week. He was a game time decision. I think there's probably a good chance he plays this week. So I think you're probably going to be okay with Ladd.
He's asking, are these guys better than the garbage on my bench? I don't think so.
Yeah. No.
Collins, a random touchdown. Tim
Tim
Patrick.
Patrick, you want to talk about a trap this week? Tim Patrick feels like a trap.
I know. I almost regret talking about him on the waiver wire video. I'm like, I don't want to convince people to start him this week. You may not start him that was like a deep league special, right? But no, I don't think you need any of these guys. Sticky, one quarterback. It's PPR. Love. Okay. Nico, AJ Brown, Cup, Jennings, DK, Bijan, HN, Connor, Garindo, Algier, McBride, and Njoku. JD is on waivers. Yes. Do it now. Drop love for him right now.
Don't drop Njoku. Do not drop Njoku. Drop love for JD in a heartbeat.
Yes.
If you're in a league with Fab, put all your Fab on JD. All of it. All of it.
Definitely. Okay, so start 2-2-1 flex. Might start Jennings over AJB.
Boy. All right. Well, Bijan HN at running back is easy. Wide receiver is going to be tough. Although I'll probably end up flexing a wide receiver, but it's still going to be tough. Because we got to pick 3 of Nico, AJ Brown, Cup, and Jennings. You got to start Nico. Nico's a no-doubter. So Nico's in there. So now we got to pick 2 between Cup, AJ. I mean, I think you got to roll with Cup still.
Yeah. I mean, Nico and Cup, Bijan and HN, that's easy. Are you sitting AJ Brown? You're going Juwan Jennings. That's it. That's what it comes down to.
I mean, Jennings, I almost feel good enough about. But then there's this little part of me that worries, like, are we going to see Deebo Samuel get like 10 targets this week, annoyingly? Like, is he going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, this comes down to both squeaky wheels, right? Deebo gets it, AJ Brown gets it.
I mean, but man, it's the Rams. The Rams have been so bad. We just saw Amari Cooper look like, Raiders, Cowboys Amari Cooper against this defense. And the 49ers are at home.
Well,
I think I'm going to go Jennings over AJ Brown, honestly.
Here's I had to make sure that one game with Juwan Jennings, that 175-yard 3-touchdown game,
the Rams.
It was against the Rams.
Yeah. I got to go Jennings.
I think you got to go Jennings.
AJB's on the bench.
And we did momentarily debate do we just put Juwan Jennings as a must start? Like, you got him, you have to start him. And no, because some teams have rosters like this, and it's playoffs, so it's not just a no-brainer. But yeah, let's do it. Let's go Jennings. All right, Carl Williams, one quarterback, Kyler or Love.
Not high on either of them this week. But I think I'll just gamble on Kyler here for that rushing. He can always run in a touchdown, rip off like a 40-yard touchdown. He gets the Patriots at home. I mean, Love on the road against Seattle. I think I'll just go Kyler here.
Yeah, I don't really want to trust my playoff fate to Kyler, but I'll take him over Love. So there's that. 3 receivers, London, AJB, T, DJ Moore, Addison, and Harrison. Another opportunity to bench AJ Brown.
Well, I don't think I'm going to bench him here because I don't feel great about Drake London this week. DJ Moore is okay. Harrison is, I'm just going to go AJ Brown, T Higgins, and Addison.
Yeah, I'm going to like T Higgins a lot this week. It should be a bounce back game. Still think London is plenty playable. I don't know. I think I said this earlier. I'm going to just keep rolling with Addison. I might feel like more of a fool benching Addison and see him doing the same thing he did last week versus AJ Brown, who hasn't done it for like 6 weeks. So I'm doing it, benching AJB in this situation.
Which 3 did you pick?
London, T, Addison.
London. All right.
2 running backs: Kyron, Connor, Dowdle, Pacheco, Garendo.
Kyron and Connor. As much as I want to say Dowdle, I don't think I could put him in over Connor. Kyron and Connor.
All right. Well, good news. I just found out we have 2 flexes. But here, Ingram or Juwan Johnson?
Oh, that is, well, it might be good news. Man, it's funny because on the QB tight end video, I basically said Ingram and Juwan Johnson are the same guys now. They're both like they'll get targets, they'll get catches, but they have horrible QBs, so they probably won't score.
Yep.
I don't know. I'll go Ingram, I guess.
Yeah, in this case, I'll go Ingram. I mean, maybe in your league you could find Zach Ertz or who was the other one? There was somebody who was marginally interesting at tight end.
I like, if Hunter Henry's out there, I like Hunter Henry. He at least gets targets with Drake May.
Yeah, Hunter Henry. There was somebody else. I'm trying to remember who else No, I think that was it. Yeah. Okay. And so now 2 flexes. Okay, so if we need 2 flexes, I'll throw AJ Brown as a flex. And then the second one is close because I like Rico Dowdle this week, but am I going to sit DJ Moore?
Yeah, I'm going to probably do London and Dowdle as my flexes because I played AJ Brown originally. So I'm going to go London and Dowdle.
All right. See, so we'll wind up with the same players. There you go, Carl. See how that turns out. So Juice, I believe this, asking for a friend because you said you're out of the playoffs. So here we go. This week in PPR, which backup running back do you like? Braylon Allen, Ray Davis, and Sincere McCormick. Only one of them is the actual starting running back.
Yeah, and he gets the Falcons. I mean, but man, the Jets get the Jaguars, but I'll just go McCormick.
McCormick it is. There you go. Good luck, Juice's friend. Jack Shank, the 4th. Got a question. Here you go, Jack. How would you set your lineup with 3 receivers, 2 running backs, and a flex? Justin Jefferson, Malik Neighbors, Adam Thielen, D-Hop, Keenan, Elijah Moore, and that running back, B-Rob, Dowdle, Tracy, and then, 1 flex here. So 3 receivers.
All right, I'll go B-Rob, Dowdle at running back. Jefferson, Thielen. I mean, we need another wide receiver and a flex. Am I flexing Tracy? Oh,
man. Tracy's tough because as much as I like him, going against the Ravens, not ideal.
Not ideal. I mean, Neighbors, okay, floor. D-Hop, I feel like also just a floor. Keenan, you just don't know. You just don't know what Caleb is going to show up. Oh, man. It's full PPR, though. I don't know. Neighbors and Keenan, I guess. But, I mean, gosh, man, why? Do I just risk D-Hop over Neighbors against the Browns and hope he actually has a big game? Because, I mean, we know Neighbors isn't going to have a big game. It's we know this.
You know, I don't think I'm going to wind up putting him in there, but I guess honorable mention on the booms. I did consider D-Hop. I think this could be a pretty good D-Hop game. Finally, some upside. So, yeah, I think I would go D-Hop. He actually can score a touchdown for you.
True. That he can. All right. Let's bench Neighbors, I guess. D-Hop and Keenan.
There you go. All right, Jack, good luck. Cody now wants to know what to do with Kelsey. I mean, look, we still have him as a must start. I mean, are you going with any of these? Andrews? Andrews is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Andrews would be the only one, but take it from somebody who drafted Mark Andrews. He's not any less frustrating.
True.
Disley isn't even going to play. They're already saying he's probably going to miss multiple weeks. Ingram, no. Otten, no. These guys are all, it's tight end. It's tight end. I mean, who isn't frustrated? Like Trey McBride and Brock Bowers, but even Brock Bowers like busted big time last week. And look, with Desmond Ridder, I'm still starting Brock Bowers, but there's a path for Brock Bowers being a bust again this week with Desmond Ridder. So Yeah, just roll with Kelsey and take what you get. It's tight end. It's tight end. It's literally like, why are we still doing it? Why do we still do this to ourselves? Why is this still a thing? It's 2020. It's 2024. You know, we have all these. I can like, I don't know where Sir Boomer is, but I could like type a message in 10 seconds and Sir Boomer gets it instantly, but we still have to start tight ends in fantasy. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Why are we living in the dark ages still?
No, that's funny. That's like a Boomer comment. Like, we could put a man on the moon, but we can't go without tight ends in fantasy.
It's not even we could put a man on the moon anymore. It's like we can go to like 50 galaxies away or something insane like that. I don't even know. Like, but we still have to start tight ends in fantasy. What are we doing here, people? What are we doing?
Well, yeah, it's funny because all of these tight ends at one point look like this is, oh man, you're gonna rest of the season gonna be a league winner.
Yeah.
Now, Disley had his 15 minutes, 2 weeks of hotness. Otten, remember, must start for 2-3 weeks. Yeah, forget that. Andrews, no, okay. You can go with Kelsey.
Yeah,
Jacob White, 10-man league. Goff or Purdy?
I think you got to go Purdy this week. Goff against the Bills. I know people are going to say the Bills are a bad defense because what the Rams just did to them, but the Bills are still a good defense. And Purdy gets the Rams, who are not a good defense, at home. Let's go Purdy.
Yeah, go Purdy, and don't worry so much about who the opponent has. Corey Jones, 1 game from the championship already. Okay. PPR, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, tight end, and flex. Who to start, Stafford or Murray?
Oh, Stafford or Murray. I don't love Stafford this week. On the road, short week, 49ers. You know, they know each other.
I think earlier we had it was like a 3 quarterback question, and these were 2 of them. I think I went Stafford, and you gave the edge to Murray.
Stafford was in. I thought it was Murray or somebody not very good.
Well, there was a different one also.
Huh. All right.
I don't know. To me, this is almost more like just not wanting to deal with Kyler.
Yeah, I know Stafford's coming off that big game, so it's tough to bench him. But I said last week, I think the Rams are going to really give the Bills trouble. I think the Rams they're at home. They're going to play hard. They have to win that game. The Bills just had that nice win over the 49ers. It's a total letdown spot for the Bills. They're traveling across the country, and that's what happened. So this is not the same situation. This is your division rival in their building. 49ers are going to be ready. I worry this is a letdown game for the Rams. Yeah, but I get it. Murray's been frustrating. I probably still go Murray here, but I totally get it if you want to go Stafford.
Yeah, I mean it's close between these 2. I don't know, Murray's just so frustrating. That's not a good reason not to play him. And I think I'll stick with Stafford. Bijan, Chase, Brown, good and good. Those are your running backs. Kupp, McLaurin, Sutton, Mooney, Devontae. And then Bowers or McBride. We need 2 receivers and a flex and a tight end.
All right. Yeah, Bijan and Chase Brown at running back. Kupp and Terry at wide receiver, Sutton at flex. I think with Desmond Ridder potentially starting, I'm going to go McBride over Bowers.
Yeah, exactly. This is the one situation you can bench Bowers because you got McBride. All right, there you go, Corey. Got a good shot. Let's take it. Okay, another Kyler question from KJ Sticks. Would you go Goff over Kyler?
This is close. I just don't love Goff this week.
No, this is where I can start Kyler because I
mean, everybody's going to look at that game last week, but I mean, They gave up 196 yards to Mahomes. Talking about the Bills. 196 yards to Mahomes. 231 yards to Tua. 212 to Geno. 157 to Lamar. 162 to Murray. I'm not talking about the terrible QBs because that's not fair. Like this is still a good defense despite what happened last week. That was just a letdown. That was one of the most obvious letdown spots of the year for any team. I think I'm still going Kyler here. I just don't see a big game from Goff.
Yeah, very risky. Let's go Kyler. And let's also do this. Flacco, always bringing the positivity. That's right. Give us a thumbs up. We've been helping you. Subscribe as well. That definitely helps us. Appreciate it. And let me also remind you, because not everybody was here at the beginning, you can also help yourself by getting this free pick. If you haven't tried Underdog yet, look, whether you're in the playoffs for fantasy in one league, all your leagues, maybe no more leagues, it's going to happen at some point. But you can continue to do the pick'ems on Underdog for the regular season and then during the playoffs. So if you sign up for the very first time because you haven't done it yet, you get a free pick. So this is an easy win. It's Brock Purdy just going higher than 0.5 total yards. So yeah, he gets a yard, you win. Combine it with any other pick, and you can win money in your very first time doing the pick'ems and Underdog. And you already win free money just for signing up, because when you deposit your very first time, you can get up to $1,000 worth of bonus cash in your account just by using the code NGAME. So sign up now. They'll give you a 50% deposit match and that free pick. So try it now. Use code NGAME when you sign up. And then also, don't forget the DraftLane app. That's our app. Download it for free from the App Store or Play Store. So this is a way you can continue to keep in touch with us and ask your questions anytime. And that's also going to be available even after the fantasy season ends, because I know a lot of you do Dynasty. You might be doing best ball drafts. We're going to be heavy on the best ball. Better believe it. Best ball mania. As soon as that thing opens up, we're going to be streaming, drafting with some of you guys like we did this year. So, yeah, you can ask your questions throughout the playoffs anytime. So download DraftLane right now. See, that was much smoother, wasn't it? G.
Yes.
Gersa Hapal. Didn't mention Gibbs, not starting him over Brown or Kyron. Like not even worth mentioning Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, that's fine. You feel bad. Yeah. You feel bad because you beat down. Okay, now you're not even humble bragging. Now you're just you're going to the boomer level. Just like, I beat down my opponent and stole his soul. Which, you know what? That's what it's all about, right? Win big or go home.
That's right.
Yeah, no mercy rules in football. Enrique, okay. Hey, look, if you're winning, you might as well let people know. 1-for-1 in the league, going for the crown number 2 this year. 12-2. Sounds like you're on your way.
Yeah, sounds like you're on your way.
Very nice. Okay, Joaquin. Half point super flex. Got Baker, AJB, Puka, Connor. Needs an RB and 2 flex from Kamara, Hall, Allen, Reed, Thielen, White, and then either Young or Cooper Rush.
Oh, man.
And defense. I think defense, we're going to say Commanders.
Yeah, Commanders defense. I might go Bryce Young against the Cowboys over Cooper Rush. Bryce Young's been pretty good. I know Cooper Rush was okay last night, but that was the Bengals. Yeah. Panthers defense actually has been better. So I'll go Commanders, Bryce Young. Needs a running back and 2 flex from, okay, Kamara's your running back. Thielen is a flex. Is that Keenan Allen? I'll probably just go Keenan Allen. If that's Braylon Allen, oh,
man. Yeah, it's hard to say. He's right after Hall, so I thought Braylon Allen, right? Like you picked him up.
And he's right before Reed.
Yeah. Okay, if it's Keenan Allen. If it's not, if it's Braylon, you go what, White?
Yeah, probably Rashad White with Bucky probably limited. Yeah.
There you go. All right. Good luck, Joaquin. And Spearsy. What's up, Spearsy? Always around. Made it to the playoffs with a 7th seed in an eight rounds quarterfinal. All right. I love hearing all the different formats that people have. Okay. Well, yeah, definitely keep us posted. I want to know.
Yes. Good luck.
Okay. Let's see where we're at now. Adrian, Michael. Thanks to you guys all season and draft lane. There you go. Perfect connection there. I clinched a playoff spot in a 10-team half. Got Baker and Love, Hubbard and Sharps, Mixon and Gibbs. We need 2 running backs here, 1 receiver, Puka, Metcalf, Jennings, Neighbors, Reed, and a flex.
Wait, what do we need?
I see
we need two
running backs, 1 receiver, and 1 flex.
All right, Puka's got to be your wide receiver. I think Mixon and I think I still go Gibbs. It's the Bills. One thing about the Bills defense, they are terrible against the run. Terrible against the run.
Yeah, legit.
So I think I'm still going to go Mixon, Gibbs, Puka wide receiver. Is it PPR? It's half. Do I go Jennings or do I go Chuba or Charbonnet at the flex?
Yeah, I had thought, well, Jennings, you can flex Jennings, but then it's like Chuba is such a good man. It's tough because it's half too. It's either Chuba or Jennings at the flex.
Yeah, I think in half I'll go Chuba. But that is very close, very tough.
Yeah. All right. There you go. All right.
Actually, I think I saw he corrected and said he needed 2 wide receivers.
Oh, I mean, that would make more sense unless you were just like, oh, I have Justin Jefferson. I'm starting him no matter what, or Jamar Chase or something.
Oh, whoops. I clicked the wrong button. My bad. Bring his thing back up. But so if you need 2 wide receivers, that would be helpful because then you can just go Puka and Jennings and then flex, Mixon, Gibbs, and Chuba.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Conscious Machine, 413. Rank, please. Week 15 only. Isaiah Davis, Ray Davis, Tyler Algier, Patrick Taylor, Jaleel McLaughlin.
This is like the lad question earlier. It's like Patrick Taylor is number 1, and then it's a bunch of suckiness for number 2. I guess if I had to rank them, Isaiah Davis would be number 2, assuming Breece Hall is out because he gets the Jags. But it's really Patrick Taylor.
Right. Not sure why you need to go, unless this is like a waiver wire claim type of question. Maybe it is just for the sake of putting Denver Bronco running back last. I'm going to put Jaleel McLaughlin last. So it's Taylor 1, Isaiah 2, I'll say Algier 3, Ray Davis 4. Western Goods, I had pick 112. Team redraft went with Lamb. I thought, wait, what? Oh, 1.1. Sorry. He had picked 1.1 at the 12-team league and got Lamb.
Yeah, what was the stat? It was something like since 2015, the consensus number 1 pick, the only 3 that didn't bust were Antonio Brown 2 years in a row. For those who aren't old enough to remember, Antonio Brown was an absolute monster. For like 6 years, Antonio Brown was like an absolute monster in fantasy, and then he became a monster in real life. And the year Todd Gurley, I think, finished as like the RB3 that year. Those are the only 3 that didn't bust. And since I think 2018, no player picked as a consensus number 1 pick has played more than 14 games in a season. So if you get the number 1 pick next year, do not pick the guy everybody is saying should be the number 1 pick. Pick anybody else. Anybody else.
As hard as it will be to do. Well, you know what? This just goes to show everything we think we know, we don't know. It all changes. So people, how can you take that guy? They just ignore them because it'll all change. And people will forget.
Yeah, I think why the 101 busts so much is because to be the 101 in fantasy, you probably had like a career year, and it's hard to have back-to-back career years.
Right.
But also you probably had a career year in terms of usage, and it's hard to stay healthy after a year where you got insane usage, right? Like a year where Christian McCaffrey has almost 400 touches, or like, I don't know. Saquon Barkley is probably going to be the 101 next year, is my guess, assuming he like goes nuts in the fantasy playoffs. It's hard to it's going to be hard for Saquon Barkley to stay be as good as he was this year, but B, stay healthy as he was this year. So we'll see.
And that's exactly what happened with McCaffrey.
Yep.
He wasn't really coming off his career year either, but he's a running back. He wore down. I mean, it just happens. Exactly. That's why we go receiver early, because it used to be way back in the day before the year 2023 that it was running backs who got hurt all the time, not wide receivers. So go figure. Yep. Anyways, chilling on a bye.
It's gonna correct. Running back is gonna be a nightmare next year, and people are gonna like go running back super heavy.
Yep,
it's gonna totally overcorrect this year, as it always does.
That's exactly it. Can't wait. By the way, you were right. Adrian said it was 2 receivers, so it's Puka Jennings, but also 1 quarterback. So between Baker and Love, who do you
got? 1 quarterback, that makes more sense. Baker,
yeah, it didn't make sense to 2 quarterbacks and you have 2 quarterbacks.
Right.
Stoke for Life Foundation. All right. Love or Purdy?
I'm just gonna go Purdy at home against the Rams.
Yeah. Love is just not putting up big fantasy games. BTJ Mooney or Devonta Smith?
Ooh, this is tough because BTJ is getting all the targets, but he also gets the Jets this week. Mooney gets the Raiders, but he's got Kirk Cousins. I mean, BTJ's got Mac Jones, so you shouldn't feel. I don't know. It's weird because Darnell Mooney was my most drafted player in Best Ball Mania. Darnell Mooney had like a 29, almost a 30% advance rate. But I still find myself not buying into Darnell Mooney.
Because Kirk Cousins.
I know, but I mean, he's been good even with Kirk Cousins. And he was like, he literally is my most drafted player. Like, I was as high as anybody on Darnell Mooney this offseason. Everything I thought would happen with Darnell Mooney has happened, and then some. And I'm still like, I don't know if I'm sold on Darnell Mooney. Like, what more do you need?
Kirk Cousins to not suck.
Well, that's true. I don't know. I probably just go Brian Thomas Jr. here.
Well, given the concerns we have with Devonta Smith, I don't think just the fact he scored a touchdown really alleviated them. You know, it's like, okay, he didn't do nothing, but I still don't feel great about him. I feel better about BTJ than I did because Mac Jones was able to get him the ball and the Parker Washington thing disappeared. So it's between the first 2. I mean, I don't know if it even matters with a guy like Mac Jones, but BTJ has a tougher matchup. So let's just go Mooney. At least we know he's going to get the targets. Calicut. Isaac Hall, Tracy, Rashad White.
I think you got to go Chase Brown, and I'm gonna say Connor slightly over Dowdle.
Yeah, I mean 2 receivers: London, Nakua, Lamb. Pickens probably not playing. Thomas Jr.
Nah, Puka and Lamb,
and then flex 1.
Am I too low on London? I kind of want to just flex Dowdle over London, honestly.
Yeah,
even in PPR,
it is PPR. I think I got to still roll with London just because he's been consistent. The targets are there. I like Dowdle too. Again, I do like Dowdle, but I think I'm going to give the edge to London. All right, John. Mayfield or Herbert?
Mayfield.
2 running backs, Sincere, Tracy, Ramondre.
I'm going to go Tracy and Ramondre. I like Ramondre this week. I mean, I know Sincere has a better matchup, but I mean, just what's the upside for Sincere? I'll go Tracy and Ramondre.
Yeah, Ramondre should have more touchdown upside. 3 receivers, Metcalf, Tillman, if he plays, Ridley, Zay Flowers, Keenan Allen.
This is going to be tough. Ridley. I think I'll still go Metcalf here reluctantly. Zay or Keenan. Ravens get the Giants. Bears get the Vikings. Man, Zay Flowers. I'm going to go Ridley, Metcalf, Zay Flowers, and I don't feel strongly about that at all.
No, I'm about ready to bench DK Metcalf, believe it or not. I think I'm going to go Ridley, Flowers, and Allen.
I'm okay with that too, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, Tillman, whether he plays or not, doesn't need to be in here. So I guess the one we both feel best about seems to be Ridley.
Yeah, which I do have to warn you. There's only been like 3 weeks this year where I'm like, fine, Ridley's a good start, and he's been bad in all 3 of them. So take that for what it's worth.
Yeah, there's no guarantee. I mean, the targets are still there. That's definitely not the problem. He got targeted a ton, and the air yards are there. It's just Will Levis is there. But anyways, there you go. Take that for what's worth. Oh, Andrews or Freiermuth?
I think I do like Muth this week, but I think I still got to go Andrews.
Right. Muth is on the streaming radar, but I think Andrews is a little bit above. Dustin Forsberg. First round of the playoffs. All right. Josh Allen, Chase Brown, Kamara, Adams, Cup, Otten, B-Rob, Washington, Bates. The bench. It's got A.J. Brown on the bench. Got Ridley on the bench.
Wow.
Got Keenan on the bench. Got Adams in the starting lineup.
Again, I don't know if I could flex Brian Robinson over A.J. Brown. I do like Brian Robinson this week. I mean, it's the Saints. It could be a big Brian Robinson game, but man, I think I'm still going A.J. Brown here. But you know what, Dustin? If you're feeling Brian Robinson, he should have a nice game. Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, I might go A.J. Brown and Devontae Adams is where it gets close, but. Look, I've already said no to A.J. Brown for lesser receivers. So, you know what? I think just keep it the way you have it. I don't think you'll regret it. G-Mac. Jameson Williams or Keenan Allen?
Not a good matchup for Jameson. I might just go Keenan here against the Vikings.
This one is interesting. Typically, I want to chase target share, and I think Keenan gets the advantage there. So, given that the matchup is better for Keenan, it should be Keenan, right? It's a better matchup too. So let's go Keenan. And then, not only the best username, but the best question. I mean that very sarcastically. Harry Bum. Top kickers and defenses this week. Thank you, Harry.
I don't know who the top kicker is. I have no idea. Brandon Aubrey, the Dallas kicker, isn't he just like the de facto top kicker? I don't know. I think the top defense is either Commanders or Ravens.
Yeah, the defenses will be easier. Commanders because they get the Saints, the Ravens because they get the Giants, and believe it or not, the Falcons might be up there because they get the Raiders. Kickers, let's say Brandon Aubrey. I'll give you a couple of others. Maybe. Probably not. Will Lutz. Broncos at home against the Colts. That's a good one. And Jake Bates because they might need to kick field goals against the Bills. There you go. Boomer is already in the Christmas spirit, giving out gifts of memberships.
Nice.
5
Thank you,
people.
Boomer.
Right.
Thank you. So, how did we ever figure out how this worked? By the way, did we ever figure this out? How does this work?
We didn't. Well, I think it randomly assigns, right? If you do that, I think it just gives out 5 random memberships, as far as I know.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, appreciate you, Boomer, and thank you. Merry early Christmas.
Yes. Thank you, Boomer.
I'm back, and I'm him. Pick 2. Dell. That is our first Tank Dell question in a hot minute.
Nope.
Devontae Smith is ever worthy Jared Judy?
I'll just go Devonta Smith and Judy here. I'm not playing Tank Dell. If Tank Dell goes off on my bench, fine. Oh well. That's a decision I can live with. I can live with that decision. Well, I can't live with putting Tank Dell in for 1 catch.
He wouldn't be going off of my bench because I would have already cut him. Because I told you could cut him 2 weeks ago, and then nothing has changed. So yeah, no. It's Judy for sure. Smith number 2. Alex Bellevue, non-PPR, start 2 quarterbacks between Nick Darnold and Jameis.
I think I'm going to go Nixon Darnold.
Yep. And then 1 wide receiver, Terry Moore Neighbors.
Terry. Definitely Terry.
And then 1 flex, any of those or Pacheco.
Let's go DJ Moore. He has upside at least. I mean, Neighbors is fine if you just want a floor. But this is the playoffs. And it's not. Oh wait, no, it's non-PPR. No, you can't start Neighbors. DJ Moore. At least DJ Moore has a chance to score a touchdown. Come on. Maybe even Pacheco in non-PPR though. Non-PPR actually. Maybe Pacheco.
He's not a bad option. I don't know. DJ Moore has been scoring touchdowns. I think in non-PPR, Moore might still have a higher ceiling.
All right.
Let's do Nick Darnold, Terry Moore. There you go. JCR Melts. Big week for round 1. Needs 2 half PPR. Neighbors Pollard, BTJ Mooney. 2 of those.
I think in half, I'm going to go Pollard and BTJ. Again, BTJ Mooney very close for me.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Pollard, feel the best about here. Yeah, again, you need someone who can score a touchdown in the playoffs. Neighbors and Mooney aren't doing that. Dustin Forsberg needs 1 running back between Bigsby, Gus, Sincere, or Jaleel.
Let's just go Sincere. He gets the Falcons. He's the lead back. I know Bigsby's the lead back too, but he's on that Jags team and they get the Jets. Let's go Sincere.
Yeah, going Sincere for sure. We have I love going back, and this was a while ago. We had some conspiracy theories going on in the chat. Because Kenny, the Niners fan, is saying that the switch to the running back movement here is because the owners don't want the wide receivers to start getting paid too much because they're asking for too much money. So it's like they're like, oh yeah, okay, we'll see. Now we don't need you anymore, wide receivers. And then Boomer, I don't know. This is just coming out of left field. We have not been on the moon.
Oh, okay. All right,
that's
Boomer.
That's a whole nother thing.
That's a whole, that is. We're gonna, that's a whole nother. That's for a whole nother channel.
Yeah. All right, Cody says, yes, handcuffing is good. Can you drop Braylon for Kenneth Walker, Rashad White, Sincere McCormick, or Patrick Taylor?
I mean, yeah. Like, what are we really getting from Braylon Allen at this point? I mean, I feel like I should say Kenneth Walker, but like, what if Kenneth Walker doesn't play again? What if Kenneth Walker goes on IR?
Right. I don't think you need someone this week, but this week, like, what if Walker doesn't play and Bucky doesn't play? Then Rashad White would be the one to pick up.
Yeah, and if I recall, I mean, is this his 8-teamer or his 12-team? I mean, it's got to be the 8-teamer if Kenneth Walker's out there, right? It can't be the
Rashad White. I would think.
You're probably not even starting any of these guys, but sure, pick up Rashad White, I guess.
Yeah. Harry again. Pick 2. Jacoby Myers, Jerry Jeudy, Mooney, Thielen.
I don't want to. I don't want to pick them.
You don't?
No. Because I don't want to say. I can't believe the names I'm going to say. I can't like. It's Jeudy and Thielen. It just is. It's Jeudy and Thielen. It's mind-boggling. It's like I can't even believe like that. These names are actually coming out of my mouth in the fantasy playoffs in the year 2024. But I want you to win, Harry. So I'm gonna say Jeudy and Thielen.
I mean, if Aiden O'Connell's good to go and he plays, maybe we can bump Jacoby Myers up there, but yeah. I think it has to be Jeudy and Thielen as well. Hey, at least you don't have to say yes to Kareem Hunt anymore for now. That was painful mid-season. I'm Gucci. You Polo has a question. PPR, sit 1, Kyron, Chase Brown, London, Hill, Higgins, Achane. Sit 1.
I'm sitting London. I think I just can't sit the other guys. Sit in London.
Yeah, gotta sit London here. And then Kyler or Stafford, it's that same question. I think we kind of split here. I'm still going Stafford. You're still going Kyler?
Yep. But it's close. I'm totally fine if you want to play Stafford.
And then for defense, Philly, Minnesota, or Ravens?
I mean, I'm leaning Ravens, but who do the Eagles get again this week? They get the Steelers. I mean, one thing about Russ, he's not turning it over a lot. Probably just go Ravens against Giants.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to want the Ravens this week against Drew Lock. There you go, Gucci. Rise above anything. What is up?
Yeah, you gotta be a little worried about James Cook this week against the Lions, but at the same time, like I'm not starting Sincere McCormick over James Cook or something like that.
Yeah, there's a line, right? There's a line that can be drawn, so it always depends on the other options. I'm worried about James Cook because of the matchup. We've seen what happens, right? When they're down, he didn't get the ball nearly as much. And this is a pass funnel defense for the Lions. So definitely worried about Cook, but I'm not putting as much as I want to advocate for Sincere McCormick. I'm not starting him over James Cook, so it really depends. Jim D, if McConkey is out, right? Josh Palmer or Quentin Johnson?
I think you got to prefer Palmer. I know QJ scored, but Palmer was like the main guy here, got more targets. So if McConkey's out, I would prefer Palmer.
Yeah, Palmer was the one who basically took over that role, McConkey's role. All right. Let's see. Mark Bone. Ooh, barely missed getting the buys. But look, as long as you're in the playoffs, that's what matters.
Yep.
Okay. The question is up here. Also forgot to have Kenneth Walker and Keon Coleman. Needs to free up space if you're going to add waivers. Okay. Superflex. Hurts and Tua. AJB BTJ. Is that Patrick Taylor? Sincere, so. McBride, Sutton, Flowers, Keenan. Good defense. And then there's the bench. Russ, because it's super flex. Jonnu on the bench. Bigsby, Warren, Shepard, Parker, Washington. Okay.
Nah, I don't think I can do Jonnu over Keenan. Keenan gets the Vikings. Yeah, I can't do that. I don't think I change anything about your team.
No, and if you do look, don't know how great we feel about Kenneth Walker potentially playing this week. If you do need to clear space to activate one of those guys, you can drop Parker Washington.
Yes, definitely.
And if you need 2 spaces, Shepard would probably be the next to get the axe?
Yeah.
Yo, Jenga. Full PPR, rank these, rest of season. Devontae Adams, Apple, Cooper Cup,
Okay.
BTJ, Amari Cooper, and Adam Apple Thielen.
So anybody named Adam or Adams gets an Adam Apple.
Yeah.
Cup number 1. I think I got to go Thielen too. He just has too good of a schedule. BTJ 3, Adams 4, Cooper 5.
Yeah, we're talking rest of season. Cup has to be 1.
I really hope Adam Thielen busts this week.
Man,
Although I don't, because we're saying yes to Adam Thielen a lot, so I don't. But
well, no, Thielen's got a great schedule. I just hate that I have to say yes to Devontae Adams now. I think we have to put Adams number 2 based on target share and all that.
Ooh, even over Thielen, huh?
Yeah, and then Thielen 3, and then BTJ and Cooper. Well, you got the first round bye. That's good. So you can save your apples for next week.
Yes.
Okay, now explain this to me. So you don't believe that in the moon landing, but you also now think that the Madden curse isn't real. You don't believe in that. I mean,
everything is regression to the mean.
Yeah, regression.
Everything is regression
inevitable. You know what's hard is, like, it's very easy for me to wrap my head around that in baseball because it's such a game of highs and lows, and you just almost know when it's coming. You know it's going to come, like a hot hitter. With football, it's weird because you go a week without seeing them play, and then they play, and all of a sudden it's like, boom, a guy has a really good game or a really bad game. It's instantaneous. So it's like it's hard to even feel whether it's coming or not.
Well, football is so different too because like baseball, okay, yeah, maybe you're facing a tough pitcher, but baseball is basically the same thing every game. It's a pitcher versus the hitter. That's baseball. Right. That is it. That is literally baseball. If you break it down, it's just a pitcher versus a hitter, right? It's just a pitcher versus, yeah, sure, there's like steals, but it's just really a pitcher versus a hitter. Football, there's so much more. Like, yeah, it's an offense versus a defense, but it's also like, how much are you going to be used in the offense? What is the game flow going to be like for that game? Like it doesn't matter in baseball. Like if you give up 10 runs in the first inning, the hitter is still going to get all his at bats.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yes. You always are going to, unless you happen to get sub. But look, you're going to get at least 3 at bats, probably 4, maybe 5 every game. You get the same equivalent, basically, number of chances to do something. In football, a guy could make a catch and, or he could not get targeted at all. The quarterback decides whether he's going to throw it to him or not.
Or a running, or like a team, you could be like, oh, this is a great spot for the running back. And then it's halftime and they're down 3 scores and they're not even running the ball anymore. And it's like, that's not going to happen in baseball unless it's like the 8th or 9th inning and they're just getting blown out, or they're blowing out the other team and they sit their starters. But I did not notice that happening very often last year. Like, it seemed very, very rare that happens in baseball. Like football, there's just there's so much that can impact one game. And then you even have random stuff like, a kick return for a touchdown or something like that, that just alters the course of the game, right? Just can completely, or a fumble or an interception or something that can just alter the course of the game, how the game would have played out. There's just so much variance and variables in one football game that, that's why it's hard not to be like, oh, this guy just went off this week, you have to start him. Or like, oh, this guy was terrible, you can't start him anymore. You know what I mean? But it's like, well, hold on. Like it could this week he could go off again. Yeah, it's football is definitely crazy.
That's why I'm proving again. That's why baseball's better.
I don't know. I guess it depends what you like.
Well, football is more unpredictable. That also is what makes it more fun, right? Remember,
if you like predictability and then you'll probably more enjoy baseball for sure. If you like the craziness and the wildness and the the witching hour where like wins become losses and losses become wins, and you'll like football.
There you go. I like it all, actually. The Bendu. All right. PPR
sounds
dropped
one. Sounds like a evil entity in a horror movie or something.
Yeah, and I can't make out what that picture is. I don't have a full screen. Drop one, Cooper, AJ Brown, Judy or Thielen. Got to drop one of these guys?
I mean, if you got just drop Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not dropping Judy.
Not that low.
Not dropping Judy, AJ Brown, or Thielen.
No. Drop Cooper. Steven Cotto got the membership now again. Thank you, Steven. He's always on here. Okay, yeah, he does have a question. All right. Current roster: Tua, Achane, Sharps, Kelsey, DJ Moore, Ladd, Devontae Smith, Flowers, Jennings, Tracy Ingram, MVS, Mason Downs on IR. Drop 2 for waivers. You can drop MVS. Who else?
I mean, you could drop Mason. Oh, he's on IR? Okay, I guess.
So, whatever. Well, you got Kelsey. You can drop Ingram, right?
Yeah, you can drop Ingram.
So pick 2. He says pick 2. Who to pick up? Elijah Moore, Sincere McCormick, Isaiah Davis, Hunter Henry, Quentin Johnson, Jalen McMillan, Juwan Johnson, and Kamani Vidal.
Yeah, I'd probably just pick up McCormick and McMillan. Let's see maybe McMillan. Maybe this is real. Maybe it happens. If it doesn't happen, you just drop him this week.
Here you go. So ditch MVS and Ingram, pick up Sincere, or should I say McCormick and McMillan, the mix. Jose Rodriguez, pick 1. Ooh, Andrews, Ingram, Jonnu, or Ertz. This is interesting.
I think I'm going Andrews here. I do like Ertz, but I think I'm going Andrews.
Yeah, I mean, I like Ertz, but again, that's like if you stream tight end, if you need somebody. For the most part, if you have Jonnu, he's still a guy you're starting. But this is where it's close between Jonnu Smith, who had been smashing until last week.
That's Jonnu Smith? No, I'm going to go Jonnu Smith.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, I think that's Jonnu, right?
I was thinking Juwan Johnson for some reason. Okay. I'm going Jonnu. I'm still going Jonnu.
Yeah, I assume it's Jonnu.
Yeah, I'll still go Jonnu. Look, if Jonnu is, I mean, he was great last week, honestly, but that was only because of overtime. But if they don't go to overtime this week and he's terrible, then okay, yeah, I'll jump off the Jonnu ship. But I'm going to go Jonnu.
Yeah, and Andrews is interesting because he gets the Giants. And what if Jonnu is starting to now get a little bit phased out? But I still think if you have Jonnu, you keep rolling with him. But I wouldn't be shocked if Andrews outscores him. Daniel Hart. Flex. Ladd, Thielen, Bucky, Ferg, or McCormick.
I think if Ladd is 100% healthy, good to go, I'll play Ladd against the Buccaneers. But if he's on the injury report, if he's questionable, game time decision, I'll just go Thielen.
Right. Ladd is the one you want. Thielen is your plan B here.
Yep.
Rusty Shackelford, how's it going? Okay, so no buys, but you have Jamar, Puka, Kyron, and Charbonnet. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Jeez.
I think you scored some points last week.
You had a big week last week for sure. Well done.
Jeez, you had all those guys. Scored win or lose. Playoffs are guaranteed. Yes, you are good. Nice. All right. Keep it going. I think you got a good chance.
Yep.
With those players. Ooh, here's a very interesting one from Round Betty. How's it going? Would you play JT over Russ in the super flex spot? Russ in that really tough spot against the Eagles on the road.
I know, but man, JT, what's the upside with JT? I think I'm still going Russ here. I think I feel good enough about Russ even without Pickens. I'll just play Russ. Just don't feel like JT has a huge ceiling these days.
Well, that's the thing. If JT was in a better matchup, then I might go JT. But on the road against Denver, not necessarily a smash spot. And when's the last time he did smash with AR at quarterback?
Right.
So this could be close, but let's go Russ just because of that. Mr. Jones, JJ, DK, MHJ, Jennings, JMO, pick 3.
You got to play. I mean, you obviously got to play JJ. I think you got to play Jennings. And then I might just go Jameson and Harrison are close. It's not a great spot for Jameson against the Bills. It's not a bad spot for Harrison against the Patriots, but I mean, what does it even matter? I might just go Jameson number 3. Flip a coin. Really, all those guys, Jameson, Harrison, DK, flip a coin.
Yeah, I'm finally starting to sour on DK. Don't know what's going on there.
I think it's
Harrison's so hard to trust.
I think his knee is not right.
Yeah, there must be something.
I'm going to be surprised after the season he has some kind of like minor surgery or something. I think his knee is just not right.
Well, it must be. It's not like they aren't passing the ball. They're needing to pass it. What's his? Well, I'm not going to dig into it now, but I wonder his separation score, what it's like. But it's between Harrison in a decent matchup and Jameson in a not as decent matchup. Don't want to trust Harrison, but I might put him over JMO here as the third. But JJ and Jennings are no doubters.
Yeah.
We got Javier Fiber Seal. All right. Charbonnet plays. Who sits? Jacobs, B-Rob, Hubbard.
I think I'll sit Brian Robinson. Again, assuming Walker's completely out. Although I don't really want to sit Brian Robinson. But if Walker's out, Charbonnet. I mean, he's one of the biggest workhorse running backs, and he catches passes.
Yeah, you have to start Jacobs. I really like Hubbard. So those two, no doubt. It's close between V-Rob and Charbonnet. But yeah, I guess. I can't doubt Charbonnet again. Neighbors or Higgins in quarter PPR?
I mean, this is basically like non-PPR, so let's go Higgins. Higgins can at least score. Higgins can catch the ball down the field. Not Neighbors.
Yeah, I'm going to go Higgins in any format. I know Higgins actually was worse than Neighbors last week, but I think this is a big rebound week for Higgins. Dustin Forsberg, start 3, Sutton, Judy, Neighbors, Amari Pittman, MVS, Watson.
Got to start Sutton. I think you almost have to start Judy. I think here I'll go Neighbors. It's full PPR. At least Neighbors gives you like 14 to 15 points. Might not give you more than that, but I mean, Cooper not doing it. Pittman, no. MVS with whoever at quarterback, Watson. I'm just going to go first 3.
Yeah, I'm going to go the first 3 there. Might consider Pittman, except he's got a really tough matchup as well. So first 3 it is. Wayne needs help and happy holidays. All right. Yeah, it's never too soon for that. At the minimum, I need 2 receivers, 2 running backs, and 1 flex. Evans, London, CD, Tyreek, Achane, Aaron Jones, Sr., Swift, and Sharp.
I'm curious what at the minimum means. Like you could play more than that?
Yeah, like what's the maximum?
Yeah.
Put them all.
Play them all. CD and Tyreek are going to be my wide receivers. Achane and Charbonnet if Walker is out. Otherwise, Achane, Aaron Jones, and I'll flex Mike Evans.
Yeah, I agree with all that. CD, Tyreek, Achane. Do you like Aaron Jones this week? Doesn't say if this is PPR or not. Okay. Yeah, let's wait and see on Charbonnet, but assuming, I don't know, it doesn't sound good for Kenneth Walker.
Right.
Cali Kid needs 2 running backs. Kyron, Chase Brown, Connor Dowdle, Irving.
Kyron and Chase Brown.
2 receivers, Downs, D-Hop, Jennings, London, Myers, Thomas Jr.
All right, Jennings for sure. And then I will say Myers if somehow Aiden O'Connell plays, which I don't expect, but you never know. If not, I probably go London, number 2.
Yeah. So we're looking around. Jennings, number 1, London, number 2, and then a flex.
I'll just flex Connor here.
Yeah. And Connor Dowdle, we're seeing a lot of that. It's close. Like Dowdle this week, but Connor's safer. Bizzleman, Harrison or Metcalf?
Yeah, boy, what frustrating wide receiver do you want to play? But again, I just worry about Metcalf, how healthy he is. I'll just go Harrison.
Yeah, exactly. Both super frustrating. I'll go with Harrison. Surge, one running back, one flex. Harrison, Tracy, Ramondre. Yes.
I'm gonna go Ramondre at running back. I think in full PPR, I still got to go Harrison here. I mean, Tracy maybe gives you a higher floor, but it is not a good matchup for Tracy this week. So I'll go Ramondre Harrison.
Yeah, in some weeks I might go Tracy here, but you have to worry about the matchup against Baltimore. So worry that they're really going to get steamrolled by rested Ravens team. So Harrison and Ramondre. And then Dynasty 39, Darnold or Knicks?
I'm still going to go Darnold here.
Yeah, I like Knicks this week, but I mean, Darnold is just on fire. Sutton or Addison?
I just can't bench Sutton. I know Addison's been great, but Sutton is the undisputed number one.
Yeah. Okay, so here I can sit Addison. I know you're in the stack. Well, again, you don't get bonus points for stacking. So it's a great stack and it's tempting, but I think you have to go Sutton. So Darnold and Sutton. Chris Laborde wants to know who will win. Okay, so team one has Knicks, Bijan, Chase Brown, London, JSN, Jonnu, Jennings, Arizona, and Boswell. Team two has Burrow, Connor, Chuba, Jettis, Nico, Pitts. He doesn't belong there. Pacheco, Chargers, and Folk.
Let's see. I like team two's QB better. I like team one's running backs better. I like team two's wide receivers a lot better. Like Jefferson, Nico. Wow. Versus London, JSN. But I like team one's tight end significantly better. And then I like team one's flex better.
But team one has a better kicker, so that's what it comes down to.
Has Boswell even been good lately? I don't even know, honestly. Wasn't he tearing it up earlier in the year?
No, he's like the leading scorer in the NFL or something. He's because it's the Arthur Smith we only kick field goals offense.
That's true. I think I'll say slightly team one, but it wouldn't surprise me if team two took it because I mean, like Burrow has like insane weekly upside. Jefferson has insane weekly upside. Nico has insane weekly upside. I think this week Chuba has insane weekly upside. So I could see team two winning, but if I had to pick, I'd pick team one. But I feel like this is going to be close.
Yeah, look, if team two could get a real tight end in there, I think they definitely have the edge.
Yeah.
And is Pacheco really the best flex? But look, if this is what it is, I think I might still lean to team two because I feel like they just have those players who could just go insane, like Justin Jefferson just did, like Joe Burrow's been doing for a month, like Nico does every game. You know what I mean? The bigger, and I like Chuba this week, so I'm going to give the slight edge to team two. Where look, if team two is your opponent, Chris, don't tell them anything. If it's you, go get a better tight end.
Yes.
Okay, so Michael Cazares dropped a super chat. Thank you, Michael, as always. Looking for your question, though. I don't see a question, so we'll keep looking. Cody. I don't see it. Let's go back to Cody. Assuming don't drop Keenan for McMillan. No, don't drop Keenan.
No.
Keenan over
Cook. Like Keenan over James Cook in PPR, I might this week.
This week, yeah, I would. I'm definitely worried. Definitely worried about James Cook. Okay, this is funny, ironic. The Bendu is an entity in Star Wars.
We were talking about that before the stream. I've never seen Star Wars, but that actually makes sense. That makes sense.
That's funny. Is
that like a little Yoda? Is that what that is? Like a little Yoda? I don't know. Probably not. It's probably the Bendu. It's probably whatever the Bendu is, honestly.
Yeah, I haven't seen this. It's in Rebels, which I think is a new show or something. I haven't seen it. But at least I've seen all the movies. I could say that.
Oh, it looks like a moose looking thing. I'm looking at it. It's like a moose. It looks like a minotaur with a moose thing. Wow, that's weird. I don't know what that is. Interesting. Okay.
Did not know that. So you learn something new every day. And yeah, Boomer, the Christmas special, guys, I highly recommend if you haven't seen the Star Wars Christmas special. It will change your life. It really will.
The Family Guy one or the Star Wars one?
The Star Wars Christmas special, the original, back from the 80s, I think it was.
I didn't even know there was a Star Wars Christmas special.
Oh, you don't know what you're missing. You don't even really have to be a fan or know anything about Star Wars to appreciate its glory. That's the great thing about it. Boomer knows what I'm talking about. Again,
maybe I'll watch it.
I forced my family to watch it last year, and they still have not forgiven me. Corey Miller. We didn't even get through like a first hour of it. They're like, no, you're torturing us. Corey Miller added putting in the St. Brown to my roster just so he can get a ring. Is that what it is? Amon-Ra has me nervous. Oh, okay. So this is like a morale boost.
All right.
Like a glue guy.
Okay, well, there you go, everybody. We now know Corey has fixed Amon-Ra. He's fixed him.
I like this.
Got his family in the locker room with him.
I like that. Look, why not? And I'll tell you, I do this. I have done it. Where it's championship week and I have an extra spot on my bench where like I know I don't need it. I'll pick up a guy just to see if I can give him a ring. Just to have on the squad. I've done that before. It makes you feel good. Okay. Let's see what else we got. We are almost caught up, so let's do a few more here. Let's do Ben Moreau. Darnold or Purdy?
I like Purdy, but I think you got to go Darnold here. He's on fire right now. Let's just keep rolling with Darnold.
Yeah, let's do that. And then Harrison with the super chat. Thank you, Harrison. Oh, I know Tua has been on fire. Could you go him over Hurts?
No, I can't do it. Hurts is one of those guys I'm not benching. I know, like I think Tua is going to be like outside of the no doubt must starts. Tua is going to be like probably my next strongest start at QB. But Jalen Hurts is still a no doubt must start for me.
Yeah. This is tough again, and it's such a good spot for Tua against that Texans pass defense. But I said it, even for Tua, I'm not benching Hurts. I have Hurts. You just rolled Hurts. Then we have Majin Braveheart, 12-team PPR. Start a quarterback between Josh Allen or Jaden Daniels.
You got to start. Come on, Josh Allen Josh Allen just swung like Josh Allen. Drug people into the fantasy playoffs, eliminated people from the fantasy playoffs this week. I mean, Josh Allen literally swung leagues, not just matchups this week, but leagues this week. You got to go with Josh Allen.
Yeah, and I get like Jaden Daniels gets the Saints, right? That's a great spot. And Josh Allen's the Lions. That could be a tough game. It doesn't matter. Sometimes it just doesn't matter.
No.
And then flex 2 between JMO. I'm already regretting this. This is flex 2. JMO, Liggett, Tank Dell, Josh Downs, or Jawan Johnson.
All right. Well, I'm easily flexing Jameson Williams out of these. I'll say if Downs plays, I'll just gamble on Downs. If Downs doesn't play, I'll flex Liggett.
I don't even know if Downs is going to play. It's not sounding good. And we already said a hard no to Tank Dell. You can't play Jawan Johnson. So right now, go with the first 2, and I guess hope Downs does play. Humberto Juarez. Are we worried about Cheetah and Lamb? No, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Nope. All right, Chris Laborde. Okay, so he's telling us he's team 1. He said the same dude beat me last year. He's a big-time smack talker. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, let him start Kyle Pitts. Let him start. Don't even just let him start Kyle Pitts.
Yeah. Either don't bring it up or tell him. Pitts is gonna have a big rebound game this week. They said they're gonna target him.
I just wouldn't even say anything. You don't want him to think in his head like, "Ooh, maybe I shouldn't play Kyle Pitts."
Yeah, that's true. Just don't bring it up. Well, look, it's gonna be close. You both have good players. All right. That's it. We're caught up. We've gotten to as many as we can. Let's do a couple of quickies here from some people we haven't done yet. Alonzo, Higgins, or McConkey?
Ooh, this one. Man.
Now,
I think I'm gonna go Lad if he's fully healthy off the injury report only. Otherwise, Higgins.
Yeah, I was gonna. If Lad is healthy and he plays, it's the Bucks. I think you got to go Lad, and I like Higgins a lot this week, but I think Lad is the better pick if he's good to go. If it's still a game time decision, or I won't risk it. No. Which is funny that Higgins is the healthy one here. Joshua Pedregon, Herbert or Knicks?
I think I'm just gonna go Knicks here. I do like Herbert if Lad plays, but Knicks in a good spot. Let's just go Knicks.
Yeah, I like Knicks this week, and I'm not trusting Herbert too much. The Frogs, Knicks or Stafford?
Knicks.
Yeah, Knicks here also. Okay, then Nicholas Taflambas. 12-team PPR Keeper League. Got Allen, Chase, and Puka. Okay, HN. Pick an RB2 in the flex between Bucky, Charbonnet, Tracy, Patrick Taylor, Braylon Allen. Here.
All right, well, I'll say if Kenneth Walker is out, Charbonnet is going to be my number one. Or is going to be my RB2. If Kenneth Walker somehow plays, I'll probably just go Tracy at RB2. And then I think I'm gonna flex Shakir. It's PPR, so I'll flex Shakir no matter what. And I'm gonna go Laporta over Odd.
There you go. We're in lock there. So right now it's Sharbs, Shakir, Laporta. Thomas wants to know between Jordan Love or Drake May, perhaps.
Patriots against the Cardinals on the road. I think I'll just go Jordan Love here.
Just not enough upside with Drake May. Yeah. I don't love this week, but I like him better than May. So now Chris Laborde wants to know in that same team, would you go Tua over Knicks? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tua gives you way more upside, I think. Go Tua, definitely.
Yeah, I didn't know you had Tua, so go Tua. And I mentioned Knicks on the waiver wire video. I didn't mention Tua because he's like 80. I was surprised, actually, 83% rostered or something on Yahoo. So he's not really available in a lot of leagues, but if you already have him, go Tua. Vinny, what's up? Vinny's a longtime viewer because he's apologizing for the defense question. Washington, Buffalo, Atlanta.
Washington.
I will say this, definitely Washington this week, but as we talked earlier, and I'll talk about on a video you'll see later this week, for the rest of the playoffs after this week, you want to go Buffalo based on schedule. So Washington, and after week 15, Buffalo. Humberto now, AR, Knicks, or Russ?
I think I just go Knicks here. I mean, AR is interesting because of his rushing upside, but also very risky. Let's just go Knicks.
Yeah, very risky with Richardson. Go Knicks here. Dat Ratchet. I am cooked with a capital cooked. With Pacheco and Brees. Okay. Do I start Pitts or Juwan Johnson?
I just go Juwan Johnson. I can't start Pitts.
Yeah, so far smelling a little cooked. Let's see. Start 4. Neighbors, AJ Brown, T. Lad. Okay. Or Nico Collins.
That is an interesting way to describe Lad McConkey. All right. I'll just say if they're all healthy, I will rank them Nico, Lad, T, AJ Brown, Neighbors. So Neighbors is going to sit unless, of course, Lad sits, then you don't have a choice.
Yeah. You might want to dig on the waiver wire instead of Juwan Johnson if you can find maybe Ertz, maybe Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
And then Pacheco. Are you saying that your starting running backs are Pacheco and Brees? Like that's your RB1 and 2?
Man.
You don't have anybody else? Surely.
I don't know.
Go
Is Patrick Taylor available? Sincere McCormick? Somebody?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, let's see. Alex Lazo, Kyler or Tua,
Tua.
Tracy
Definitely.
or MHJ.
Probably just go Marvin Harrison and take what he gives me.
Yeah, it's a really tough spot for Tracy. So you're going Tua and Harrison. Sir Cap-a-Lot. Went from 0-4 to the playoffs. Squeaked in, but it doesn't matter. You're in, you're in.
Yep. Doesn't matter. Yep.
Ooh, Tua or JD?
No, I'm going JD. Again, Tua. It's like JD then Tua. That would be like the ranking, I think.
Yeah, it's close, but let's go JD. 2 receivers, 2 running backs, 3 flex. Hill, London, McLaurin, Myers, Addison, Tillman, Tracy, Mondre, Swift, James Cook, McCormick. 2, 2, and 3 flex.
You got to go Hill and Terry at wide receiver. Ramondre. I don't think I can sit James Cook for these guys. I'm going to go Ramondre, James Cook at running back. 3 flexes. London, Addison. I think I still go Jacoby here. Yeah, it's full PPR. London, Addison, Jacoby.
Yeah. Iffy enough on those running backs and feel good enough about those receivers. You need 2 receivers and 3 flex. I'm going with all 5 of those first receivers. Hill, London, McLaurin, Myers, Addison. Yeah, Mondre and Cook, right?
Yeah.
All right, there you go. That wasn't too hard. This is interesting. So Anthony says in his league, which is a 2-player keeper league, someone dropped CMC. What do you think about picking up for a possible keeper in a 2-player keeper league? I don't know who else you got, but
yeah, I mean, it depends who else you got, but why not? You never know. I mean, yeah. What are you going to do with a few bucks next year? Nothing, because it's not going to roll over.
yeah, it's worth it. I mean, look, I hate to say it, but let's say you have, I don't know, Kyron Williams, or you know, who else is it? Like in a 2-player keeper league, that's pretty shallow, right? But let's say you're okay. I'm gonna keep Amon-Ra St. Brown and Nico Collins, and then I got Brees Hall. What if next week Amon-Ra St. Brown tears his Achilles? Then all of a sudden you're like, well, maybe I should keep CMC instead, right? I'm just saying things happen. So
right.
It's always worth a gamble. Joe Estrada, Jordan Love, or Caleb Williams?
I think I'll just go Caleb this week against the Vikings. I just think he has more upside.
Yes. Just not feeling a big game for Love. And then Corey Miller, Goff, or Tua?
Tua. Definitely Tua.
Definitely Tua here. TP3. JD, Kyron, Monty, Shar, Braylon Allen, Ray Davis, Corum, Benson, all the handcuffs. St. Brown, Cup, Keon, Kittle, Henry. 1 running back, 2 receivers, 2 flex.
I think you got to go Kyron at running back. As hard as it is to bench Monty and Charbonnet, I think you got to play Kyron this week against 49ers. Maybe we'll flex them. Let's see. Cup and Son got a wide receiver, and yeah, we are gonna flex 2 running backs. We're gonna definitely flex Monty, and we're gonna definitely flex Charbonnet if Walker is out. If Walker somehow plays, maybe I'll just flex Braylon Allen against the Jags and hope he scores this week.
Yeah, you're right. There is a huge drop off there. He's 12th on waivers. Sincere, okay. Dobbs, no. Ray, Gus Vidal, Pierce, Watson.
If nobody's picked up Sincere McCormick yet, you might still be able to get him.
Yeah. You can sit tight. None of those guys really are exciting. All right, now Joey. Hot take alert. I like that. Starting Amon-Ra this week instead of starting Waddle could be the difference in a W or an L.
I don't know if starting Amon-Ra over Waddle is a hot take. I would start Amon-Ra over Waddle.
Yeah, pretty sure. Look, well, here's the thing. Waddle's coming off a pretty good game, right? Didn't he have 99 yards? But this is becoming cyclical here, up and down, up and down. It's like 6 straight weeks where it's like boom, bust, boom, bust. Not saying that means he's guaranteed to bust. He actually has a great matchup this week. But do you really trust Waddle this week? So, I don't know. Hot takes, though. And let's see. So we got some more chats coming in. Joshua. Cup, Higgins, Moore, Dowdle, Pacheco. Pick 2 receivers in the flex.
First 2 wide receivers. Oh, man, I really want to flex Dowdle over DJ Moore. But I probably can't. I probably have to go. I assume that's DJ Moore, not Elijah Moore. It's Elijah Moore, definitely Dowdle. But assuming that's DJ Moore, I'll go Cup, Higgins, DJ Moore. But, man, Dowdle's tempting.
Yeah. If this is PPR, you just go with the first 3. I do feel like we know Moore is risky, just like all the Bears receivers, hard to predict. There's definitely upside. Definite upside in this matchup. Okay, let's see. How about Nathaniel Ibarra? Needs upside, of course. Got AJ Brown, DJ Moore. Neighbors, Garendo, Tracy, 2 receivers in the flex.
Again, I'm going to go the first 3. I just think they have the most upside. Neighbors has no upside. Garendo would have great upside if he was actually healthy. Tracy, I don't feel like has a lot of upside this week. So let's just go those first 3 wide receivers again.
Yeah, exactly. More is risky, but again, you're looking for upside. It's more over Neighbors. Josh was also saying he has Garendo. Very hard to imagine Garendo playing because it's a Thursday game and coming off a foot sprain. Because even if he does play, very risky. So we do not want to deal with the Shanahanigans of like, oh, he's active, he's going to play. We'll give him
and then he doesn't even see the field.
Exactly.
It's no carries.
Don't do it. All right, couple more. We have Jose Rodriguez. En mi primer juego de playoff necesito 2 wide receivers, 1 flex, 2 running backs, Lamb, Puka, AJ Evans, Connor, Mixon, Garendo, Dowdle, Allen, Hall.
I think this is officially our first question in another language. Like, we've had questions from all over the world, but they've all been in English. This might be our first question in another language. So thank you, Jose.
Yeah, and we appreciate it. And we have a pretty decent Mexican viewership, which is, like we said it before, and everybody knows we're both in states that are bordering Mexico, right? Texas and Cali. And we just both happen to be married to women who are Mexican Americans.
Spicy Mexican women.
That's right.
Just say spicy.
They keep us on our toes.
Yes. Lamb and Puka at wide receiver, Connor Mixon at running back, and then I'm going to flex AJ Brown or Evans. Who gets to flex? I'm going to flex Evans, I think. Lamb, Puka, Connor Mixon, Evans.
Yeah. I'm going to still give Evans the benefit of the doubt here. So agree with all that. All right, Michael Cazares. Thank you, Jose. Finally, we got the question in. I think he was having trouble with the chat earlier or something, but here we go. Caleb Hill, London, Kyron Mixon, Hawk, Myers on the bench, Nix, Charbonnet, Tracy, Pacheco, Downs, Thielen, and what probably is that Keenan Allen? Any changes?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Thielen over London, honestly. But I'd probably still go London over Myers, assuming it's Ritter. So maybe I'll just go Thielen over Myers. If somehow Aiden O'Connell is healthy and good to go, because they're saying it might just be a bone bruise, like, okay, you got an air cast for a bone bruise, but whatever. Then I would probably go Myers over London as well. But right now, let's just go Thielen over Myers, and we'll see what happens with Aiden O'Connell as the week goes on. I am debating. Or I'll also say this. I think if Kenneth Walker is out, I might even go Charbonnet over Thielen.
True. Sharp's getting the backfield to himself. Probably has the highest upside there.
All right, so we'll see there. I'm debating Nix and Caleb. I might go Nix over Caleb this week.
Yeah, I just saw that, and I was like, I mean, Caleb did have a nice game last time he played the Vikings. But Nix has a better matchup, really.
Yeah, I think I go Nix there. And then I'll go Charbonnet if Walker's out over Myers. And if that's the case, I think I will go Thielen over London. Hopefully that all makes sense. It makes sense in my head.
Yeah. All right, Michael. Got all that. All right, and then Louis. Message down below. Thanks in advance. Needs a running back, a flex, and a tight end. Bucky and Brees. That's very risky. Charbonnet. Okay. Harrison, Smitty, Hawk, and Joku. Trying to get Thielen. McCormick and Bigsby are also out there.
Yeah, let's get McCormick. I mean, try to get both of them. But I will say, I mean, if Kenneth Walker is out, Charbonnet. I'm playing Charbonnet, like no doubt about it.
Yeah.
You got Njoku at tight end, so you're good. And worst case, you could flex Marvin Harrison. I know it's not fun, but he's at least got upside.
But if he gets Thielen, if he lands it on waivers, putting Thielen over Harrison.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you land Thielen, definitely.
So tentatively right now, things play out the way we think. You get Thielen, you flex him. Walker doesn't play, you go Charbonnet, and then Njoku's your tight end. There you go. Yep. All right, couple more. Let's do Delilah has a quandary. 4 spots available. Jefferson, Collins, Jennings, London, McLaurin, and Wilson.
Yeah. I mean, I know Wilson's interesting this week, but it's Jefferson, Collins, Jennings, and Terry for me. Dogs still barking.
Dogs are going crazy.
Yeah, Jefferson, Collins, Jennings, McLaurin. I agree. You agree.
Chris Shaward, late to the party. That's all right. We're still on. Harrison or Thielen? We kind of just answered.
Just kind of answered it. Thielen. Definitely Thielen. Right. Yeah, if Kenneth Walker is out, I'm going to flex Charbonnet over London. I will. I'll do it. I just think he has more upside.
Yeah, if Walker's completely out, yeah, why not? Can he spray it with the hose? Would not spray my dog with the hose. That's
mean.
It was funny, but it's mean. That's okay. A couple more. JMO, Judy, Pollard, Jacoby, Pacheco, Smith, pick 2.
Right now, I'll say Judy and Pollard. But if it looks like Aiden O'Connell might play, and the frustrating thing is it's Monday night, so we might not know in time. But if it looks like Aiden O'Connell is going to actually play, I'll say Judy and Jacoby. But right now, Judy and Pollard.
Yeah, I really thought Jacoby was going to be, like I said, and forget, but he's not anymore. So let's go Judy and Pollard here. Is this a question after last week? Jim K, Bowers, or Jonnu?
Nah, I'm still going Bowers. I mean, I know it could be scary if it's Desmond Ridder, but everybody is allowed to have a down game. I'm still going Bowers.
You know, the funny thing is they both had down games randomly last week. Although Jonnu was better because he scored that touchdown in overtime. But
literally every point he scored in fantasy was in overtime. I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen a guy blank for an entire game and then dominates overtime. Like dominated overtime.
It's weird how the game plan just all of a sudden shifted from not throwing Jonnu Smith the ball at all during the game, and we're going to start going to Waddle again randomly. I don't even know what's going on with my team anymore. I don't know from week to week. But I'm just glad they didn't lose on another last-second field goal like they've already done. But
And
anyway,
they didn't lose to the Jets. That would have been terrible.
Oh yeah, exactly. Look, if Desmond Ritter's the quarterback, I might be tempted here, but I think he would just still go Bowers. And then Alessandro Rocha, help. What should I start for my flex? Rico or DJ Moore?
If it's PPR, I'll go DJ Moore. If it's PPR or non, I'll go DJ Moore. I mean, if PPR half, I'll go DJ Moore. If it's complete non-PPR, I'll go Dowdle.
Right. I love the research here, knowing the defensive standings. That's right. Panthers dead last against the run in terms of fantasy points allowed, and same with Vikings. So, look, and we saw DJ Moore. We saw Caleb Williams go off against the Vikings just a couple weeks ago. We've seen Rico Dowdle kind of just going off every week now. But the upside, if it's PPR, goes to DJ Moore. And then Louis with another one. RB flex, AJB, Aaron Jones, Rashad White?
You got to flex AJB here. And then I'll say Aaron Jones at running back.
Yeah, I like Jones this week. Even if Bucky is out, I think I still give the edge to Aaron Jones. And then, you can flex AJB. All right, let's give the last one to Anthony. It's a tight end question. Cade Otton or Hunter Henry?
I think I still got to go Otton here.
Yeah, Henry's fine. I mean, we know he's going to get targets. But again, what are we looking for? Upside. I don't know how much upside Hunter Henry has. And it's really annoying that Austin Hooper randomly gets touchdowns and targets.
Yep, very annoying.
So there you go. Okay. We're caught up, getting close to the 3-hour mark, but I'm going to say thank you, everybody, for being on. Remember, if you still have questions, you can still get in touch with us because we have an app. It's called Draft Lane. So go to your App Store or Google Play Store. It's a free download. Search Draft Lane. You can download it and then use all the features there to ask your questions if you like. Start, sit, waiver wire, trade, or anything else. Keeper questions, dynasty questions. So you have the Ask a Question feature. You can chat. Send us a message. We'll send you one back, and one of us will respond almost surely within 24 hours, if not much sooner. So check it out. All right. I guess, sure, why not? We're 2 weeks away. Merry Christmas. We'll just start throwing it out there now. Boomer's definitely in the mood. He gifted 5 memberships earlier. Thank you. Shout out once again to Boomer.
Thank you, Boomer.
All right, and the start sit videos are already dropping. One about to come out again right now, and then tomorrow, and then all the other videos to help you win. And yes, Kenny, of course. Happy Hanukkah as well.
Yes.
Happy holidays to everyone. We'll see you on tomorrow night's stream.